Stingray radio station.
CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Have your sports curiosity cured. A veteran of the sports reporting game for over 25 years.
You know, they've turned a lot of double plays. Oh,
Breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
Joe has had his moments. 2 balls and 2 strikes on it. Here's the pitch on the way. A swing and a belt. Left field. Way back. Blue Jays win it. The Blue Jays are World Series champions. As Joe Carter hits a 3-run home run in the 9th inning, and the Blue Jays have repeated as World Series champions. Touch a ball, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Sol 513, October the 3rd. The weekend is here, so let's tear up the old peep patch, clicker into Schnell, and make a fast break to the 11 o'clock hour. It is Feel Good Friday. It is Play-Lit Friday. Get them in, we'll get them on. 833-401-1440. If you've got a request, send it our way, and the Duke of Delburne will gladly get it on here in the next 4 hours. Thanks so much for tuning into the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select on your AM radio dial on your morning drive, wherever you're heading out today. You can watch us on YouTube at Sports 1440 AM. Drop us a like, even a subscription. We would love that. And we're also on X, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. And as always, we're streaming on iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app, Sports 1440. .ca. If you miss any part of any show, well, then you just find it where the podcasts hang out on Apple, Spotify, Google, even Amazon. Subscribe there as well. Select the auto download. You'll never miss a second of the show. Yeah, thanks so much for coming aboard here on a Friday. Breaking news just a little while ago from Darren Drager, TSN, his post on social media, hearing that the Edmonton Oilers and head coach Chris Knobloch have agreed on a multi-year extension. So I'm sure we will hear more about that as the morning progresses. A multi-year extension. The Duke of Delburne had it in as an in or out question. Who would sign first? Chris Knobloch or Connor McDavid? Well, the Duke wins again. And he also won his stupid NFL game last night. I'm so sick of these bets already, and I'm sick of the Rams. I'm sick of San Fran. I'm sick of MTR and Rowdy Roddy. I don't even think I'm going to read any of their texts on the air today. I'm sick of it. Let's welcome in Eddie Steele, our co-host, Monday and Friday from 7 to 9.
Sick of the whining, KK.
I know.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
You know, as soon as I knew that the spread was done, and Duke and I had the spread at 8.5, and he picked San Fran. Kudos, Duke. Congratulations. It's very exciting that you got that win. I'm also going to say we're adding in the Sunday morning bonus game in because Eddie's here and Minnesota's playing. So we're going to add that in as a bonus game for us.
Of course. Good touch.
But yeah, I was just like, okay, well, now that the line's not going to get covered, at least get the win so I can have it with this stupid bet with MTR and
that's
Rowdy
funny.
Roddy.
Honestly, I was thinking of MTR last night, and I looked down at the score bug, and I thought, man, how are they sitting here 3-1, about to be 4-1 now?
How?
It's crazy.
Idea. Kendrick Bourne?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
Mac Jones,
Well
you have
done.
to give him credit.
Good. Oh, absolutely. He played a really good game.
Yeah.
And just good organization, man. Consistent.
Yeah. Josh, text or have a look at this text from T-Bag about the YouTube feed there, just so we can straighten that
We
around.
glitching?
I don't know. That's Josh's department, Josh Fenwick, and also Sam, the record man, in studio with us. So, Darren Drager reporting. Oilers, Chris Knobloch, multi-year contract. You were asking me, like, what do these coaches get paid?
it's not like the players where they all are announced. It's sort of secretly, and then someone puts a list together. I think Mike Sullivan is now the highest paid head coach because he went to the Rangers, and obviously they can
Making a rough what?
I think he's over $6 million.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't think like Chris Knobloch, when you think about where he was, 5 years ago. I mean,
even less than that, probably, KK.
well, he's in, you're in the minors, and even go back a little.
But still, like, he kind of came out of nowhere. Like, he wasn't really on people's maps when he got the job after Woody got fired.
I don't know. I think he was on a lot of people's radar.
Was it Chris Knobloch, a guy like you, front and center of mind for
Actually,
years?
I had said way before, only because of the connection with Connor McDavid in Erie.
Way back.
That's kind of where I linked it up, but that's years and years ago. And then, obviously he went in Philly's organization, and he was down in, the Wolfpack and everything. So
another nice thing is he wasn't just one of the old boys club's members. It was nice to see a new guy kind of get into the league.
Well, hey, I think if you go back when he got hired, how much heat did we take on this show, Eddie, and everywhere when they hired Knobloch and Paul Coffey? People were livid in this town. Absolutely.
Wondering why.
Yeah, why would you hire Paul?
Why Paul?
Well, because, he's tight with the owner. He's going to be, every little thing is going to get back to the owner. Yeah. That's, he's on speed dial. That's all those things.
I remember it. Yeah, I remember it.
And boy, I think Paul Coffey, everyone was quite happy with what he did and how first of all, he was that conduit between Knobloch and the players, and Knobloch and a lot of other coaches and everything, because this was new for him.
I think Paul exceeded expectations as a coach.
Yeah. And I think too that, maybe at this time, Chris Knobloch needed to put his stamp on the staff, his own staff. And half of that went with Glenn Gulletson leaving, so Gully left. Now you get,
Schwartz.
Yeah. Schwartz, the whole thing. Yeah.
Yep.
So this is his staff.
I would say, and everybody's heard me shout out how much I like the Double E and what they're doing in terms of, establishing that foundation and the right people in place and from the top down. Yeah. This extension is no different for the Oilers. It's doing the right thing, having the right guy in place, and just setting the roots down how he wants his stamp for the foreseeable future.
Oilers in Vancouver tonight. So depending, there's still a couple guys that were ill. Vasily Podkolzin had to go to Russia for the passing of his father. I would assume that he gets into action tonight. You've got Jake Wallman.
He's been back in
it. Wallman hasn't played yet.
Vasily.
He's back and practicing.
Yeah.
But, I would imagine he wants to get a game in here, and he's got to be in the right space as well, too. So then there were some guys ill for the last game, Eddie. I don't know if you heard that on Wednesday. They had to bring up 3 guys from Bakersfield forwards.
Been running through the room.
Yeah. So that has a bearing on what goes on tonight and moving forward.
What's up with Wallman?
Well, it's kind of been hush-hush here, kind of quieter. But I don't know, Duke, we haven't really, Duke's even shaking his head. They're just kind of saying, well, they're waiting. A lot of people are saying that. I heard even about a contract situation. Well, so I don't know that. Like, I think they're just, it's probably a lot of precautionary. How's that sound?
Get to the regular.
Yeah. So you obviously watched the NFL Thursday night game before we get to baseball. Just a quick comment on that.
Yeah, it was a good finish. Watch the end, second half.
I just don't know how San Fran's doing this, man.
Yeah, me neither. The kid balled yesterday at QB. He balled.
Mac Jones.
Yeah. It was, I'm not surprised because it doesn't matter really who's in that system under Shanahan. He's one of those coaches. McVay is one of those coaches.
McVay said after the game, it was on him. It was his fault for the last play call.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's either way, because if they get the yard, it's a good call, right?
I told Duke, though, what I thought should have happened, so they line up, 49ers call a timeout. After that, Stafford should have called a timeout. If he gets to the line, I don't like what I'm seeing here. The Niners should have called a timeout after that. Before they ran.
It was a weird sequence of events because, Niners called the timeout and the Rams called the timeout.
Yeah, Niners called the timeout and everyone's going, all right, let's see what's going on.
Saw what they were doing. Yeah. Then the Rams get up there. They act like they were going to try and get them offside. And then they called the timeout, let the clock dwindle. Then they call the timeout. And then they get up there again, and then they get stuffed.
I just thought it was weird. It was a weird.
I get it. Yeah. Look, you want to get the ball in Stafford's hands and let him spin that thing. But at the same time, man, it's less than a yard. You can't really say it's your fault for calling a run play. Come on, guys got to get that line of scrimmage.
So it's going to be the Blue Jays. We'll talk about this a lot this Thursday night game in the NFL and the CFL sked.
I'm jacked, baby. I can't wait for this Jays game.
So Jays tomorrow against the New York Yankees after they beat Boston last night. This was a pitching performance for the ages by Cam Schlittler. And if you run down Schlittler's list, did you catch that?
Yeah, I caught it. I caught it.
12 Ks.
Yeah.
Actually, I stole that from Terry over at K97. But I mean, amazing performance. And even after the seventh inning, when Aaron Boone says you're going back out, like that's, and he was still dealing, man.
It's respect, man.
He was still dealing.
I love when coaches let the players play. Remember what was the starting pitcher when Schneider did him a couple of years ago in the playoffs for
Barrios took him out early.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Now I don't even know if we're going to see Barrios in the postseason here.
So what do you think? Top three pitchers? Game 1, 2, 3
so for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Jays. Both teams.
Okay. Well, first of all, the Yankees aren't going to start anyone that pitched to start it. Like Max Fried's not going. He'll go in game 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Schlittler might go in game 5 if there is a game 5, and he might end up going out of the bullpen in game 4.
So who's game 1 for New York, you think?
Probably Luis Hill. I mean, I don't know how else you would look at it from a Yankees perspective. Now, the Blue Jays, a lot of people think that it should be Shane Bieber. I would be blown away because that's not John Schneider to me. John Schneider is a loyal guy, and he goes with the horses that got him here, and that's Kevin Gausman. And for that reason, Gausman's been the guy all year, and yes, Bieber's come in here and has the Cy Young pedigree, but I'd be stunned if he doesn't go with Gausman in game 1 because that's the type of guy he is. And the team looks at him and goes, you're rewarding our guy here to start game 1. Some people already have it pegged that Bieber's starting, but I just don't see him going that way.
Do you think we see Trey?
Yeah, I do. I think he could start game 3, to be honest with you. I think Bieber could start game 2 and Yasevich could start game 3. And a lot of it depends on where Chris Bassett is. If he's 100%, maybe. And again, like Schneider likes the veteran guy. He likes his guys. You see how he leaves them in, right? Most guys are yanking them out. He leaves his guys in.
What about Jeff Hoffman?
Oh, he's the closer. He's the closer. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know, but where you at on him? Well, confidence wise.
75%.
He's a hit or miss type of guy. 75. No pun intended.
75. I'd give him. But, I mean, since he had that one really bad outing, he's been pretty good.
Pretty steady.
Yeah, pretty good. Cleveland and Detroit. Detroit wins that game. And now we'll play Seattle. That's an interesting scenario, too, because now, similar to where the Yankees are. So Tarek Skubal, he'll pitch probably game 2 because he, but if it goes 5 games, he'll probably get the 5th game, too. With days off and travel.
Yeah.
So like Seattle's going, Seattle, we don't want nothing to do with the game 5 here. So that's what they're thinking. And then San Diego and Chicago. So Chicago moves on. Did you see that call by the one umpire in that game, Eddie?
I saw the highlight, and then did you see them leave the field? Oh man.
I mean, wasn't even close. Like it's like that can change the outcome of how a game is won or lost.
You see the Padres as the umps were leaving the field?
No, I actually didn't.
Oh, yeah.
They were on them.
Oh, because they had to kind of leave through their dugout.
Mm-hmm.
They were like going after them, having to get held back.
Oh, man. It was crazy. So it'll be Philly and LA, Detroit and Seattle, Jays hook up, obviously, with the Yankees. And then what am I missing here? Oh, Milwaukee. Milwaukee will be hosting the other one in the NL. So, man, these guys, this is going to be good. 4 good series, 4 really good series, I think.
And just fitting for New York and Toronto. Just the battle that it was down the stretch.
Yeah.
Good thing Toronto's spanked that booty all year, though.
Wow, but
for the most part,
New York is a dangerous team.
Of course, they are. Dangerous. It's New York, but Toronto has spanked that booty all year.
So that's tomorrow at 2:00 our time, Eddie. What time's the wedding tomorrow?
Later in the day.
Oh, really?
Pacific, though.
You should just bring a little thing on.
Specific.
That's good.
I'll be tuned in for sure.
Oh, you got
The phone, baby. It'll be charged.
Text 833-401-1440. I guess I lost the over-under. MTR texted in at 7:06. KK, going to be a long night, MTR. Duke, 49er fans don't even expect them to win. Well-coached teams show up, he said, period. Gutsy effort. Blah, blah, blah. Max Jones is better than Stroud. 3-0 in the division. And Karius was the 49er money line bet, a bad bet now. Well, how much did you put down, MTR? Like $5?
4-1, huh?
I was
wild.
Whatever. We'll talk about it later.
What was it? Over under 12?
Over
The
under. No, the
Niner
spread was 8.5.
No, Niner wins though.
Oh,
with
yeah, I think
MTR?
it's 12. I don't know. I can't even remember. I think it's 12. If it's 12, it's a push, I think, or something like that.
Chopping their way there pretty quickly.
We're going to talk about Baltimore's NFL game with Houston. Is Cooper Rush going to be at quarterback? Well, Cordell Woodland's going to try to answer that from 105.7 The Fan in Baltimore. He'll be with us right after the break. We got Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet in his usual 8 o'clock slot. Jake Gardner, 3-time Canadian all-around bull riding champion, go round number 2 of the CFR was last night. We will have Thomas Hall from Blue Jays Nation at 9:40, and then Alexis Downey from Duckstream and the Puck Report at 10:20. Duke of Delburne, you're just ecstatic with your long-term contract by Jackson Lacombe.
Ducks are making it happen. They're getting all the guys locked up. McTavish over the weekend, Lacombe yesterday.
$500,000 more than Faber, right?
Yeah, it was the same contract as Luke Hughes, was it not?
Yeah, I guess. But
yeah.
Faber was 8.5, and we talked about it like with a couple of people last year. They were like, don't even know who this guy is, and well, he was number 1 on the power play unit in Minnesota, things like that.
Yeah.
So. When we come back, we'll check in with Cordell Woodland from 105.7 The Fan in Baltimore. It's the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne and Eddie Steele on Sports 1440. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram as well.
You've probably heard the term supply and demand. Something is needed and someone supplies it. We're GS Construction, and we're in the supply and demand business with you. Edmonton and the surrounding area continue to grow. Infrastructure has to be continually replaced and upgraded to keep up with demand. You see it with new buildings and new roads, but what about below ground, where all sorts of pipes bring you water and take wastewater away? That's where we come in. For more on what we do, go to gsconstruction.ca.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we believe that life shouldn't hurt. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't know that sometimes it really hurts. I mean, we've seen people at their worst moments in life, when they feel they have nowhere to turn, or at a time when they felt like their problem just wouldn't ever go away. We've also seen people who thought to themselves, it'll just go away on its own, or this is no big deal. I don't want to bother anyone about this. Don't know where to turn to, or think it's no big deal. Either way, we have the technology, techniques, and skills to help you get back to it, whatever your it may be. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Edmonton's only 24-hour-a-day sports radio station can be heard anytime, anywhere. Sports 1440 is streaming on your phone, your tablet, your computer. Download an app today and listen to Sports 1440.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Coming up on Icy Road Drivers, Canadians face the repercussions of an early frost. Will this be a bump in the road, bring a stop to their journey? Or did they get an early reminder that it was time to beat the rush and schedule an expert service appointment at their local Toyota dealer? Because it's time to swap those tires, get that oil checked, and store those summer tires until warm days return. Book your appointment today and ready your Toyota for the road ahead.
Portions of this hour are brought to you by Nectar.io, transforming field data into boardroom insights. Nectar.io is the all-in-one solution for your fleet, safety, time tracking, and materials management needs. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 7:21 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you, and Eddie Steele on Sports 1440. The Kevin Karius Show is presented by Sports Select. And time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing. Getting snakes deep and giving 110% day in and day out. For all your plumbing needs, go to mrrooter.ca as we welcome in Cordell Woodland from 105.7 The Fan in Baltimore. Morning, Cordell. You're with Kevin Karius and the former Grey Cup champion with our Edmonton Eskimos back in 2015, Eddie Steele. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Let's look at this game, Cordell. Baltimore, home to Houston. The big question is, what's the status of quarterback Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's not good. You know, he hasn't practiced to this point in the week. Today's the last practice day. Even if he does get out there in a limited fashion, I would be highly surprised if Lamar is on the field. On Sunday, I mean, they've got 2 more games before their Week 7 bye. It's a hamstring, which is a nagging injury. You never really know how those things heal. So, yeah, I would expect, even if it means going into the bye week at 1-5, I would expect that the Ravens are going to be as cautious as possible with Lamar because ultimately their season depends on his health.
So what does Cooper Rush offer as the backup coming in for this offense?
Well, he has experience. He's won games as a backup in Dallas. He's won games in Dallas by having to throw the ball at times 50-plus times. That won't be the case here in Baltimore, I would imagine. You still have all the scale guys healthy. Derrick Henry's back there. I would imagine that there's going to be a heavy rushing attack on Sunday. But the good news for Cooper Rush is that, like I said, he has all the receivers are still there healthy. Mark Andrews is there. Isaiah Likely's back. Now, this offensive line hasn't been great. Ronnie Stanley, who's protecting his blind side over at left tackle, he went into the Chiefs game injured with an ankle. He didn't even finish that game. But on a positive note, Ronnie practiced yesterday, which was a surprise. So his status for Sunday is still, I would say, is looking optimistic with him being on the field yesterday. We'll see if he's out there today. But yeah, I think they're just looking for Cooper Rush to kind of just manage the game, not turn the ball over, and probably hand it off to Derrick Henry 30 times.
Yeah, Cordell, I would agree with that. Hand that to Henry and then set up the play action. And they have such a plethora of talent at the skill positions. And you brought up Isaiah Likely. I was going to ask about him coming back. This will be his first week back up coming off the injury. Do you think or expect him to come right in and have any sort of impact, especially able to maybe sneak some looks his way with Mark Andrews getting most of the coverage?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. Didn't get to see a whole lot of them last week against the Chiefs. So, yeah, I would imagine that this is the week that they kind of start to unleash him a little bit. Mark Andrews has started to pick it up here over the last couple of weeks, and maybe that does help it. I think Isaiah Likely's return benefits both he and Mark, to be honest with you. Both of those guys in the middle of the field, it's tough to guard, and Isaiah Likely has just been so good in some of these scramble drill situations with Lamar. And when Lamar gets into trouble, he's been able to kind of just throw a prayer to Isaiah Likely sometimes, and he comes down with it. So, yeah, I think the Ravens offense, look, they're third in the league in scoring, but they have their issues this year. And one of their issues has been the lack of explosive plays. And that's kind of the name of the game for Isaiah Likely. So, yeah, I would imagine that they would like to get him involved on Sunday.
What have you thought of Zay Flowers so far this year, Cordell? Pretty good game last week, but as a whole, what have you thought of his play so far?
He's been fine. I mean, he got off to a really hot start the first couple of weeks. He was leading the NFL in receiving yards, I think, for the first 2 weeks. And he's cooled off a little bit. I think that's just kind of how this offense works. You know, they have guys that they have a lot of different guys that they can get the ball to, both at receiver and in the backfield in the run game as well. And I just think Lamar has called it a pick your poison offense in the past. I think that's what it is. Some weeks it'll be Zay Flowers. That's the guy that you have to stop. Some weeks it'll be Mark Andrews. Some weeks it'll be Rashad Bateman. You know, that's just the way that this offense is configured right now. So I think Zay's fine. I think he's reliable. I think he's still one of the toughest guys to guard in man-to-man coverage. And I would imagine he's going to be a guy that Cooper Rush leans on because Zay Flowers is able to win very quickly in these reps. He wins right off the line of scrimmage. So with Cooper Rush back there, I'd imagine they're going to want to get the ball out of his hands pretty quickly. And Zay Flowers is a guy that's usually one of the first guys to get open.
Cordell, why is this D so bad? Because they're worse or second worst in most of the major categories, and that's just not the standard or the expectation.
No, it's not. I mean, and this is similar to how they got started off last year. They were the worst passing attack in the league for about the first month and a half of the season last year, and then they ended up turning it around as the year went on. Mm-hmm. The issue for me this year is, you know, his second year under defensive coordinator Zach Orr, you hoped that they wouldn't start off slow again. But last year they brought in Dean Pease, veteran defensive coordinator, who came in and kind of was a senior advisor for Zach Orr in that defense. They brought in Chuck Pagano this offseason, who's helping a lot with the secondary and defense as a whole. Dean Pease is more on a part-time basis right now. But there are a lot of cooks in the kitchen. And John Harbaugh is heavily involved on the defensive side as well. So last year they were able to make some personnel changes. They benched Marcus Williams for Darius Washington. They made some changes at linebacker. This year, they just don't have those types of moves in their back pocket. There aren't – how many more coaches are you going to bring in off the streets? How many players are you going to bench? And right now, their injuries are piling up on them, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, they've got – we don't even have enough time in this segment for me to name all the defensive starters that are on the injury report right now. So you combine the injuries with the issues that they were having before the injury started to pile up. That's the scary part. It's like, when will they be able to work out of this? Because now they have to resort to playing some inexperienced backups that are probably going to make inexperienced mistakes. So, yeah, this defense, we could just be scratching the surface of how bad they could be.
Wow. Cordell Woodland from 105.7 The Fan in Baltimore, our guest, Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele with you on a Friday morning on Sports 1440. One of those guys you mentioned, and there's about 6-7 that are either doubtful or questionable on that starting defense, is Roquan Smith. What's his status, do you think, for Sunday, Cordell?
Yeah, I would imagine Roquan's not playing on Sunday, probably not playing next week. He's another one similar to Lamar that I'm looking at to return potentially after the bye week in week 7. Another hamstring for Roquan, I believe. And like I said, those hamstrings it's such a nagging injury. You have to kind of be sure before you get back out there because the risk to re-injure it is so high. So, yeah, I mean, it's not ideal for Roquan Smith to not be out there. I mean, you look at it, the middle of their defense, the spine of the defense is missing. Matt Abike is gone for the year. Broderick Washington's on short-term IR. Roquan Smith is probably out for the next couple of weeks. And Kyle Hamilton got hurt in practice on Wednesday. He didn't practice yesterday. So now you're talking about your top 3 defensive players potentially not being on the field this week. And then to take it another step, like you talking about Roquan missing and potentially Kyle Hamilton missing, who's going to wear the green dot? Who's going to be the signal caller on the defense? I don't know who that is. I mean, Trenton Simpson, who's barely played this year, comes in at linebacker now. Teddy Buchanan's a rookie linebacker. Like, I don't know who the candidates are to wear the green dot. Maybe rookie Malachi Starks at safety just because he's played every game. But, yeah, these are some of the decisions now that they're going to have to figure out because of all of these injuries.
Yeah. Now, with Baltimore playing Houston this upcoming weekend, Houston at Baltimore, Houston's 1-3 with their lone win coming against the Titans, which is, whenever you're playing the Titans, I'm assuming good medicine for anybody. Now, I'm sorry to our producer, Brandon Douglas over here, who is a big Texans fan over here, probably the biggest you'd find in Edmonton. Baltimore playing Houston. Is Houston the exact remedy, the medicine Baltimore needs to get themselves back on track?
Well, I mean, potentially, but this Ravens team isn't playing with a lot of confidence right now. They're not playing with a lot of physicality. But I will say that they're highly upset. Just being in the building yesterday, talking to Derrick Henry and some of these guys, it's not a lot that these dudes have to say right now. I think they know it's time to go show it. And they have had the Texans number. We know how Christmas Day went last year in Houston. They ran all over the Texans. They played the Texans, twice the year before that in the playoffs. And I think at week 1 in Baltimore, the Ravens won both of those. But this is a little different. Lamar Jackson not being on the field opens the door for anything to happen. And he's been a big reason why the Ravens have dominated the Texans. This Ravens offensive line hasn't been great. Lamar's been sacked at an alarming rate, and we know how mobile Lamar is. Now you get an immobile quarterback back there at Cooper Rush against that pass rush and that elite defense. It could be trouble for them, especially if they can't run the ball. Now, the Texans offense hasn't been great, but the Ravens defense has been one of the worst in the league. So something's got to give on Sunday. I still tend to believe that the Ravens will find a way to win, especially if Henry and the rest of those running backs can get going. But no doubt, this is as vulnerable as this Ravens team is going to be. So this is probably the best shot the Texans have at beating them.
Hey, Cordell, you touched on it a little bit, but how does this Ravens offensive line handle the likes of Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson?
Try to stay as balanced as possible. You have to stay out of these obvious passing down situations, the 3rd and longs, the 2nd and 15s, avoid early down penalties, run the ball. I mean, go right at them. Sheldon Rankins in the middle of that defensive line has been good as well. But yeah, I mean, those edge rushers, they want to fire off the line and beeline for the quarterback. And the best way to do that is to send that brute Derrick Henry right down their throat. And I think, Justice Hill's going to be heavily involved. Keaton Mitchell, who's been a healthy scratch to this point in the year, I would imagine he's going to be active for this game. So I'm really looking for like 30 to 40 rushing attempts as a team for the Ravens in this game. They have to stay balanced and at least create the threat of the play action, because Cooper Rush can throw the ball. They've got receivers that can make plays down the field, but those corners are so good that you have to keep them on their toes and help those guys out a little bit.
Hey, Cordell, sorry, I kind of got a bit of static in my ear. Did you say balanced or say violent?
Well, I said violent.
Good.
But they need to be violent too. They need to be violent too, because they haven't been.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was a former D tackle, and if I heard violent, that gave me some chills. Because that's a great answer, man. Because that's the real deal. You do got to bring it to these pass rushers.
One last one for you, Cordell. What do you make of the AFC North here with what's going on in Cincy at the quarterback position? We know what the Browns are, and then the Steelers on their bye week.
Yeah, I mean, the Bengals are a mess. Without Joe Burrow, I mean, they just really look hopeless. The defense is still an issue. They can't do anything offensively. I mean, they're healthy outside of Burrow, but I'm surprised Jake Browning has looked as bad as he has, because he did fill in pretty well for Burrow, about 2 years ago when he had to step in. I think I wouldn't be surprised if the game plan changes up a little bit and they do find a way to get those receivers the ball, because this season is starting to slip away. They got to do something, even if that means making a trade for another backup quarterback. I think the Browns, it's funny. The Browns have the best defense in the division, easily, in my opinion. I think the Browns could be 2-2 right now if they actually knew how to win football games. They are what they are, though, and benching Joe Flacco was necessary and expected. I don't know if Dylan Gabriel, how long he's going to have the job, but look, I think, like you said, everybody knows what the Browns are, but that defense will keep them in games. They're going to be a tough fight for at least a half. And the Steelers, I thought all the moves they made this offseason, it raised their floor. I still think that this is a team that makes the playoffs and doesn't win a playoff game. I'm not sold that they're going to win a division just yet, but no doubt Rodgers has looked a little better than expected. That offense has started to pick it up. And the defense hasn't been great, but they're forcing turnovers, and that's the great equalizer. So if they can keep doing that and give themselves a chance for that defense to ramp up and start getting to the quarterback and start stopping the run like they used to do, then yeah, they could be a dangerous team. But I think in the end they'll be the same old Steelers and make the wild card and end up losing.
Cordell, hey, thanks so much for this. Enjoy that Houston-Baltimore game on the weekend, and maybe we'll chat as the season progresses. Thanks for coming on.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
That's Cordell Woodland from 105.7 The Fan in Baltimore. And our headliner of the day brought to you by Mr. Rooter, the true GOAT of local plumbing. That's mrrooter.ca. Eddie, did you see the Shadur Sanders sort of interview there? Now, if you were I asked Mark Spector this yesterday. What would you do, Spec, if you were a reporter and you were in that scrum? And Spec said like 20 years ago, it would have been way different.
Why?
Well, because he talked about how, okay, first of all the questions that you hear, you can, like, that's just common. It's out there. That scrum was out there, the whole thing. So you could hear the reporter's questions. Spec said like 20 some years ago when you just had a notepad and you were doing stuff, he would have said, what do you like? He would have probably really ripped him.
Sure.
Probably ripped him. So, and I get that because it's a different time, different era, which again, first of all, we would have never seen that happen 20 years ago.
Everything's on camera now.
Okay, you're a teammate and you see that, hear it, you watch it on Sports Center. What are you thinking? Like,
hey, first of all, if I was his teammate, I wouldn't even be really associating with him much. I wouldn't talk with him much. I wouldn't mess with him much. The way he carries himself, practicing at different facilities and doing all that, and don't really have time. The way he has his entourage, even in the preseason, remember? He had some buddy walking with him in the hall with a big stick.
Yeah.
Don't got time for that. You know me, man. I don't got time for that.
That's what I mean. We said yesterday, and the tent's not big enough for the circus.
Exactly. I'll tell you what, though, if I was a reporter, what I would have asked him, even if he was doing his mime little gig, I'd be like, man, where'd you go for that haircut? Who did your hair? What barber did you see? Because it was terrible. Go back and look at that thing, man. It was terrible. Look at his hair. Just go back and look at the video and look at his hair. He's got cornrows, but they start like 2 inches back.
Why are you looking at my hair when you start talking about that? Just because I got
your hair is nice, man. Your hair is nice.
You notice I said you said
high and tight,
huh?
baby. High and tight.
I got my ears lowered yesterday.
Yeah, man. I like it. And that's coming from a bald guy. I'd ask, who did your hair?
JoJo. When we come back, we'll get to some open time. We're going to ask Eddie a question that was posed to, Laddie, was posed to Duke, posed to myself with the Canadian Finals Rodeo going on. And I think we kind of know what the answer is going to be.
The consensus?
I don't know. We'll see. It's the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne and Eddie Steele on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select, and we're streaming on YouTube and X.
Seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit greatcanadiansolar.com and call today to get started.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business, and for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Weekly NFL giveaways, ring specials, huge screen TVs. The hits keep coming at First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Watch NFL football at First Round, and you could win a trip to your favorite NFL city for a regular season game next season. Catch NFL action Thursday nights, all day Sunday, starting with the Pro Bowl brunch from 10:30 to 2. Then Monday night with half-price boneless wings after 6 p.m. First Round, burgers, beer, sports. Downtown and Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Big guests, bigger takes. Jason Greger brings the names you know and the stories you don't. Weekdays, 2 to 6 on Sports 1440. Don't miss a minute of the action on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
A veteran of the Edmonton sports scene for over 3 decades, the Kevin Karius Show, powered by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. Coming up to 7:43 in Edmonton, Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Eddie Steele with you. Kevin Karius Show presented by Sports Select. Get in on the action with, we got NHL hockey starting next week in the regular season. Full slate of NFL games. Keep in mind that early one in London, Eddie's Vikings are playing, so keep that one in mind. Just bet on the original at sportselect.com. It's 100% legal. You got to be 18 years plus. Please play responsibly. Let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne a little bit more. We didn't have a whole lot of time in that first segment, Duke.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, sort of, whatever. When Duke walked in,
morning.
I didn't even say good morning to him.
No, he did. It's Kevin makes a point, or has in the past made a point. He's like, I've said good morning to Duke every day
morning.
for whatever we have, 500 and some days.
13,
and then you
yeah.
have days like this where he does not. And I think, okay, there has to have been other days where you were in an equally sour mood based on the previous night's results. I have a hard time thinking this is the first day out of 513.
I can guarantee it. So, because I always say, "How are you doing, Duke?" That's because he's usually
with that exact inflection.
How are you doing? And he's just fine. Blah blah blah. And today it was just F off, Duke.
MCR's out here whooping your butt, man.
I texted Laddie last night when the game went to overtime. Because at that point, obviously, I knew the points were guaranteed. And I texted Laddie and said, Kevin doesn't know ball. And Laddie, he texted me, he said he's so mad right now.
Are you both still in the survivor pool?
Yes. No, God, no.
No, he's not.
I lost out when the Browns beat the Packers.
Laddie texted me at 8:00, said, SF is buzzing. I texted back and said, brutal, Duke sucks. I'm watching the Yankees. I don't care anymore. What a joke. Laddie, he's infamous for his crying emojis.
He's crying, laughing all the time.
Laughing.
He's laughing.
He must have that on the first one, on the very first
Ready
one.
to lock and load.
I just got a text from buddy Brent Sake. He's a big Yankee fan. He's going to New York for games 3 and 4, I guess. Oh no, he said he's getting a one-way ticket because he thinks that they're going to beat the Yankees. But I gave Brent's son Jesse my Yankee jacket when I had it was an 11-year-old kid, and he sent me a picture of Jesse, and it's a great picture. And Jesse's a big ball guy, and look, I showed you, Eddie.
Man, you kept that thing pretty minty.
Well, I think it had to be, the liner needed to be sewn inside.
Okay. Yeah,
and-
yeah. So there was some upgrades to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
but still, it looks good, man.
Yeah.
40 years old.
Well, 40. Yeah, I got it when I was 11. So yeah,
Sorry, 48, 60.
47.
Sorry, 60 years old.
47 years old, Eddie. Or 48, coming up 50.
I'm just playing.
Canadian Finals Rodeo, Eddie. Now, we talked about this a little while last week too with you, and Monday, I think, even. The Black Cowboy, as you called yourself, I think.
Whoa! You called me that just now.
No.
I've never called myself that.
You brought it up.
What?
You brought it up last week or whatever. So I think the question was about a CFR event. You know, what would you be good at? If you could, well, I don't think you can ride a horse, can you?
Save a cowboy.
Yeah.
Bareback.
Yeah. So, okay, if you had to go in an event, like Duke said he would be a bulldogger, like steer wrestling. I said the same thing. So is that the event that you think you could, if you practiced, you could maybe do?
Dude, you know it's the wagons.
Okay, but that's not in not chuck wagons aren't in.
Oh,
here.
that wouldn't be in it? Okay.
Yeah, I see where
No,
you're
yeah,
going.
no. Yeah, it would be, that'd be the one where you go and wrestle.
Yes. Well, not like you're wrestling them, but
No, what are you trying to do with them exactly?
okay, you're,
Like,
you're
how
on
do you
the
get your
horse.
points.
You're on your horse, and then you have to ride alongside the steer. You get off your horse, and that's the tricky
There's
part.
no rope in them though, right?
No, that's tie down roping. So this is basically you're going to ride down onto the steer, and he'll have, maybe a small little set of horns, Duke, right? Or maybe not, just to
Usually enough to like
grab.
almost like a shelf is
Yeah.
all the best
Are you
way
trying to
describe it.
land on the steer?
Yeah, like you're falling
got-
off your horse to get your arm around the
You're
back of their neck.
Mhm.
For you, Eddie, your right arm would go on top of his neck, and then you basically put him in a
Full
Kinda
Nelson.
roll.
Yeah.
You roll with them.
yeah.
Get
And
them off
then,
their feet.
you would have to dig in your heels. Okay, see how it feels. Nobody get that? It's an old trooper song, anyway. And then at that point, now you're twisting the steer down, and once his shoulder touches the ground,
okay,
the four
so
legs
that's
are in
what
the
it
air.
is.
Once the
Four
the
legs in
legs
there.
are in the air, that's when the timer
Yeah,
stops.
yeah, I'd for sure crush that. For sure, just because it's all about the body positioning, right?
Mhm.
I'm used to just hucking these O linemen, get that momentum, use their momentum against them. But it would be challenging, riding up and dismounting from
That's what
my
I said.
horse. That'd be challenging.
I felt Duke would get his cowboy boot caught in the stirrup.
Oh man, I could just picture that. My knee would just get shredded.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there? So there's that one. What other events? You said the
most of
roping,
the riding, like
and then
rope-
just riding.
Yeah, you have header and heel. You got the tie down roping.
You know what,
got-
man? Bull riding. I would love to be a bull rider. As crazy as that is,
Yeah, but
my knees couldn't take that impact on the ground though. Getting kicked off again.
that's the least of your worries.
Oh, I just think my knees just getting shocked through my soul.
Never mind. I'm thinking about the poor bull. 280 Eddie on this bull.
Bareback in there.
Oh, yeah. Oh God. Let's get back to football, something that you know about. CFL this week starts tonight, Saskatchewan and Ottawa, Hamilton and Toronto tomorrow, Calgary and BC as well tomorrow. Double E with the week off, bye week. I get back at it next week. So, I mean, it's a foregone conclusion here. The double E are playing for next year.
I would say so. I
Mhm.
mean, mathematically, we're both talking out of our butts because there is a chance, but I would say it's a foregone conclusion.
Winnipeg's here next week. So,
I mean, Calgary, man, there's people are saying Calgary could slip really far depending on VA status.
I mean,
So I don't know, man.
Calgary's played one game less than the Elks, BC, and Winnipeg. So,
Imagine if Calgary lost out, Edmonton wins out,
oh,
and just somehow.
yeah, imagine that. I just don't see it.
I'm
There's
with
just too
you.
much.
It's
just
too much. Yeah,
ground.
too much help. You
Those
need
two
from
games
other
where they
people.
lost in Hamilton and in Toronto.
The 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw in
Well,
that
those
early
two.
Hamilton.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's a catch for a win.
I
It's a
get it,
catch for a
Eddie.
win.
I get it, but this is a different point of the season. You're losing on the last play on a field goal kick on both games.
I know it's a different. I get you, and it's recency bias, and it just happened. But I would say dropping a touchdown pass is worse than the kicks.
Yeah,
I would, just because that's a routine thing that you're supposed to do all the time. Kicks, we know, last second game, anything can happen. But dropping a touchdown catch in the breadbasket, that's what receivers do.
BJ says, I can arrange for Eddie to shoot dog a steer. So if you want to do this, Eddie, BJ's probably got a little ranch somewhere here outside of town.
I'd love that. I would just like, how fast are these steers going? Can I just run up on it? I can just track it down on my feet. I don't want to jump off a horse.
That you would not have a sniff on it.
No, not even a sniff. Get out of here. Come on. Line that thing up 10 yards away and then we'll go.
Like, do you think he's coming at you?
No. Give him a 10-yard head start.
Okay,
and
you need the 10-yard head start. Why do you think they're on a horse, Eddie?
I'll be hawking that thing down. Come on now.
Come on.
You know what you'd be the best
Eddie's,
at?
That's Eddie's. Come on now.
Eddie, you would have absolutely no prayer of trying to do this, like thinking you could catch it. But what BJ he offered to shoot dog a steer is what we are talking about here, where their head would be in the head gate and you don't have to be on the horse. So it's not the same event.
Oh yeah.
But you're already essentially
locked up.
You're already wrapped around them as they come out of the chute.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And as a result, then you don't have to be on the horse. It's not the same event, but it eliminates that element of it.
So
of
we're
being
just
on the horse's back.
We're really wrestling then,
Yeah,
huh?
shoot dog.
Yeehaw!
Right out of the bucket, right out of the bucket and shoot.
Woo! You know what you'd be the best at, Kevin? The rodeo clown.
Wait, that's what got brought up the other day.
Last time I heard that, I fell off my dinosaur laughing, Eddie. Okay, last night's Thursday nighter. Let's talk about this for about 3-4 minutes. Again, I don't understand how San Fran's doing this. MTR says obviously great coaching. You have to agree with that to an extent. Is it? Do you think the Rams just took them so lightly that, especially out of the gates here? They're down 14-0.
Yeah, initially. There a couple notes that I had when it comes to the game. Matthew Stafford, holy smokes. Like, he is such a baller. Missed all the training camp, back issues, 37 or 38 years old. So you're going to question his durability and how he's going to be throughout the season. And isn't he a stud, KK? Like, that's why he's going to go down as one of the best ever. He'll be a Hall of Famer for sure. There was one play late in the game where he rolled out, did that kind of Cody Fajardo reverse pivot rollout, and then hucked a bomb down to Tutu Atwell. And it was just a dime down to the sideline. And I thought, oh my goodness, man, like you're just sick with it.
I think I get it too, Eddie, but I mean, that's the story last night was Mac Jones.
Absolutely. That's the story. So that was one of my notes.
Yeah.
I just had to give Stafford his credit, just because, missing time with the back injury, that's something significant. But yeah, Mac Jones for sure. One thing though is Trent Williams. Do you ever pay attention to the O-line play, Kevin, when you're watching games?
Yeah, well,
and key end guy.
We talked about him yesterday.
He's aging, man. You can see it. Like, it did not look good. He was getting blown up all game.
We had Noah Furtado on yesterday, and that's what I asked him.
Like, Trent Williams has been known as the best left tackle in football.
First ballot Hall of Fame.
Oh, absolutely. He's walking into the Hall of Fame. He's got every accolade you could imagine at that position, but it did not look good. And Father Time is undefeated. And yes, they gutted out the win and got the job done sitting at 4-1. But Trent Williams, oh boy, it was, he looked old. And a fella is old because I've been there. I can speak on it. When he wants no part of the physicality, like when guys are in a 4th and 1 and it's the bodies that are getting smashed up and he's on his feet kind of pushing guys into the pile. He doesn't want that physicality, and you can really see that in the game, especially against a D-line that was, in Laddie's term, buzzing last night, because that LA D-line is a good defensive front.
Special teams often goes unnoticed too, but you look at what the Niners did on special teams, okay? That blocked point after.
Huge.
Maybe the biggest play of the game was Eddie Pinero's 59-yard field goal, because they've had field goal problems, kickers, for a while here. But 59 yards, I don't even know if old Eddie Pinero thought he was going to, because that was a bomb.
These guys are doing it like nothing this year, these kickers, man. It's crazy.
But, that was with what, 3 minutes left?
How about the one he kissed off, too?
That's in overtime, just a little glance shot, right?
Ding, ding.
So everything's going their way when it comes to the Niners, except injuries. And again, Kendrick Bourne, I don't know, what was he, 10 for 142?
Yeah, he even more, a couple
birthday or
more.
something like today or
coming
Tuesday.
off a tough one last week. Way to show up. That's a baller mentality.
Should mention too, just kind of coming down right now, maybe a little while ago, that I got to just make sure on this one too. Sherwood Parks, Chuba Hubbard, expected to be out of the lineup this weekend for Carolina. He's got a calf injury. They play the Dolphins. So, and he had a really good year last year, man. Signed a pretty good contract.
Oh, yeah, he did.
So we'll see what happens with that. So Chuba Hubbard, local product, not expected to play for Carolina this weekend. Coming up at the top of the hour, we got Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. We'll also go in or out as well with Eddie. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Nectar.io, transforming field data into boardroom insights. Nectar.io is the all-in-one solution for your fleet safety, time tracking, and materials management needs. Nectar.io, your business made better. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Breaking news here in Edmonton earlier on this morning. TSN's Darren Dreger reporting that the Oilers and head coach Chris Knobloch have come to terms on a multi-year extension. Knobloch taking over as head coach of the Oilers back in November of 2023, leading the team to back-to-back Stanley Cup final appearances. On the exhibition schedule last night, 7 games across the NHL, including the Bruins topping the Capitals 3-1. Red Wings passed the Maple Leafs by the same score, 3-1. Feisty penalty-filled affair in Florida between the Tampa Bay Lightning and Panthers, 5-2 the final for Tampa Bay there. Senators lose to the Blues 7-1, and in the nightcap, the Mammoth get past the Kings 2-1. MLB wildcard series wrapping up yesterday. The Tigers, they double up on the Guardians 6-3 to advance through to the DS. Ditto for the Cubbies. They beat the Padres 3-1. They're through to the NLDS, and in the nightcap, the Yankees blanked the Red Sox. Performance by Cam Schlittler, one of the best for a playoff debut. 12 strikeouts, 8 innings strong for New York. Coming up in hour 2 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector, and we'll check in with the new edition of In or Out. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
You'll see us digging holes. No, we're not looking for buried treasure. You'll see us digging trenches as well. And no, we're not building a fort. We're GS Construction, and you'll see us in neighborhoods throughout the Edmonton area. So what are we doing? GS Construction provides rehabilitation and upgrade services to Edmonton and surrounding communities. Some of our underground utilities have served us for years and are past their useful lives. We replace them, so they're around for years to come. Find out more at gsconstruction.ca.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Well, looks like those hot sunny days are done. No more birthday soup by the pool for this guy.
Ew.
You're welcome, neighbors. Back to faux fur and flannel because it's fall, and it's also the perfect time to tackle those projects we've all been putting off, starting with the trip to Metal Supermarkets, of course. Metal cut to your precise measurements fast. The local convenience stores for Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
with over 30 years of sports experience. This is the Kevin Karius Show, brought to you by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 801 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you. Eddie Steele on a Friday. It's Feel Good Friday, Playlist Friday. Get those requests in. There was that one Duke. It was a kind of an ode to Eddie. Do we have that song? I haven't even checked yet. I don't think we do.
We don't have it. I found it
good.
outside the system.
Excellent.
I'm on the fence about whether or not it's going to get played or not.
Really?
Like,
Come on.
It's so slow. Like,
Ode to Eddie.
Ode to Eddie. That's why it was a request for Eddie.
it's a tough one. But
I have a no. Is it slower than mine? My request?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, because I have a pretty slow request today.
Oh, boy. Time now for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. They got 0% for 84 months on half-ton trucks. 0%. Is that even a thing? Yes, 0%. Even old Mikey Lowe had to read it twice. It's so nice. Mike read it twice. This is what he tells us here anyway, but go find out for yourself at Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC as we welcome in Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. Good morning, Spec, and a happy Friday to you.
Yeah, it's happy Friday to you. 0%. Holy cow. What about I got an idea. I think Eddie should start where everybody in rodeo starts, and that's the sheep riding.
Mutton busting. Yeah.
The mutton busting, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in for that. Or even we were saying, Spec, too, you know, they have the wild pony where the three guys get in and you got to grab, well, it's a lot of girls do it too, you know, but they have the rope and then one's got to grab the main sword and then jump on. So Eddie would be good on the rope.
Yeah. What about cowboy poker? You could try that.
I don't know if Eddie knows what that is. Do you, Eddie?
No. But if my athleticism is anything like your Spec based off that wakeboarding video I saw last year, then maybe I will be okay.
You know what cowboy poker is?
No. What is it?
Do you want to explain it, Spec?
They just put four cowboys around a poker table and they let a bull loose in the ring. And the last guy still sitting in his seat that hasn't bailed wins the money.
I like it. Guy that hasn't bailed out or got pounded.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hey, Spec, Kevlar just texted in and said, I'm picturing Eddie, a sheep, Velcro gloves, and rubber boots.
The Velcro oven mitts.
Busting those muttons.
So Spec, I just see this morning when we first got in, Darren Drager said that he's hearing that Chris Knobloch, Oilers head coach, has signed a contract extension. And then it just came in about 3 or 4 minutes ago from the Oilers themselves that Chris Knobloch has signed a 3-year contract extension.
Good. We weren't surprised with that. That was something that we thought would happen before the season started. Stan Bowman said in his opening press conference that he's very confident it's going to get done. He had no sweat about it. He wasn't worried about it. I mean, this is the easiest negotiation other than figuring out how much they're going to pay him. Mm-hmm. The guy walks in the door and takes a team to 2 Stanley Cup finals. So it's not like you're not going to re-sign him. It's not like he doesn't deserve a raise. Mm-hmm. And, I would suspect that wasn't the hardest deal that ever got done.
Fair. Yeah. I would think too, again, just because the circumstances that he came in here and how things went in year 1 and then how things went in year 2. And there was adversity, with slow start in year 2 and how they came on. And I think he's just sort of a calming influence, I think. But there's been even people say, even in last year's playoffs, let's go to the final, Spec. And we've talked about it a lot about, just certain systems and certain, like the main thing that you and I talked about, getting the puck, basically out of your zone when Florida was pinching in and having that high guy replace the D. And they couldn't solve that. like, do you think at times, and I don't want to use the term out coach because it's so hard to in the NHL, but we get our text line. The text line comes in. People say that all the time. I don't know where you stand with that. Maybe it's just a guy he's not a young guy anymore, but maybe he's just still learning on the job. Is that maybe phrased right?
I don't know. Like I first of all, in a situation like that. So let's talk about Florida and Edmonton in the final. Everyone could see, every guy who's ever played a shift of hockey in his life could see what was happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They were Edmonton was putting the puck up the wall. Florida was pinching like crazy, and then they were winning that battle. Edmonton didn't have an answer because they weren't winning enough of those battles. Every time they tried to take it up the middle, well, not every time, but often they would try to go up the middle. That's not always a good idea, right? Like Florida's forcing you to say, hey, why don't we just pass the puck up the middle? That's not always smart either. So my point would be this. There's like 4 professional coaches on both staffs, and then GMs and other people. Chris Knobloch, after game 2, would be able to phone Kenny Hitchcock or Scotty Bowman. Like, when I hear out-coached, it infers that Paul Maurice knows more than Chris Knobloch, and it ends there. It doesn't end there, right? Those coaches have at their availability the minds of about 15 other coaches. You want to phone Dave Tippett, maybe you got a relationship with him. Like, so to me, no, not out-coached. He didn't have his players couldn't execute the retaliatory strategy to what Florida was doing. He didn't have the right players, or they didn't have the right people, whatever it was. But I don't ever buy out coach, because if Chris Knobloch doesn't have an answer, he picks up the phone, he finds the answer, right?
Yeah, these guys are all so well connected. You're right, Spec. And I don't buy into the out coach narrative either, because look, Florida established their game plan against every other team in the league. So nobody could figure it out. And you're nailed it with the term execution, because their players were willing to play a style of hockey that we know it's tough, right? We know it's physically demanding, and they play that style, and they're committed to that style. And that's more so a testament to the players, I believe, out there, because players play, coaches coach, but you can only lead the horse to water. Players are the ones who actually got to go out there and execute and finish.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know what? I mean, either way, here's a coach that got his team to Game 7 and Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final in his first contract in the National Hockey League. He deserves a nice new contract. I don't think there's probably somebody in our city who's a genius enough to say they should replace him with someone else, but 99.9% of people in Edmonton realize Chris Knobloch's done a good job. He should be the coach here, and happy to have him back.
Well, when you look at what he's got to deal with here as far as his roster and how he's going to implement this, Spec, again, we got one more preseason game tonight in Vancouver and then the home opener on Wednesday. What are your expectations here? Does he make any like a bold move where he's going to insert someone maybe that you wouldn't have thought would be in the starting assignment next Wednesday?
Well, next Wednesday, that's a good question. Like, first of all, tonight's game is just a tune-up for whoever, for his best guys they want to play. He's going to have a pretty good lineup tonight. To me, the decisions between now and Wednesday, they're all made. They're more about cap management, right? We got to send a couple guys down who aren't waiver eligible so we can have room. Then when they're down, we got to put Hyman on LTIR, and then we got to max out our cap. And then I don't care. I understand most of that stuff. It bores the hell out of me, Kev.
Yeah.
I didn't get into this business to be a cap accountant. So they'll figure all that garbage out between now and Wednesday. They got guys who get paid for that. I will say, I'm interested to see if they ice a lineup on next Wednesday against Calgary that includes like Howard, Savoy, Tomasek, and Philp. I don't think you'll see all 4 of those guys in there at all, for sure. That's too many. Probably Philp sits, or maybe Tomasek. I don't know. Let's see. But I would rank them.
Would you say 3?
Yeah, Savoy's playing for sure.
Yep.
I think Howard's playing for sure. And now we get to Tomasek and we get to Philp. I guess they're going to have to figure out if both those guys can play or not.
Spec, I tend to fashion myself as a reader sometimes when I'm in the right mood. And I was doing some reading yesterday.
readers.
Easy, Kevin. And I read this quote in regards to Matt Savoy's game. A year in the AHL last season has truly buttressed Savoy's game. What does buttressed mean, Spec?
Buttressed. It's called buttressed.
Buttress.
So when you buttress something, you make it strong from underneath, buttress.
Ah, I didn't know that. So
it's like if you put a couple extra piles under your deck, you kind of buttress your deck.
You're fortifying it.
You're fortified. There you go. That's what the AHL does for a young guy's game. Yep, that's it.
Nice.
What other word? Like if you were to use, I guess that would be a synonym, Spec.
Sure.
What other word would you have put in there just so it may have piqued Eddie's interest as well?
Oh, I don't know. A synonym for buttress: fortify, strengthen.
Oh, strengthen. Oh, that's
give it a base. When did this turn into English 101 here, you guys? Holy cow.
Well, I was just wondering because I was reading your piece and I was just wondering what that meant. And I could have Googled it, but I thought, man, I get the privilege to speak right with the author. So go to the source.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, the last game tonight, Spec, we'll bust that down on Monday, among other things. But your Cubbies are moving on. Play Milwaukee. It's going to be tough for them.
Yeah, that's it's funny how those series went. Like the bullpens, I noticed in game 3, like I was watching our friend Eric Sabrowski, who's been lights out for about 2 months, and they finally got a hit off him today, and he's been pitching every day. And the Cubs bullpen, like the scores in the Cub Padres series, Kev, 3-1, 3-0, 3-1.
Yeah.
Right. It was pitching absolutely dominated that series. And the Padres bullpen that's been so good, they finally got a little tired, right? They were giving up some leadoff singles, and somehow the Cubs didn't, and they made it through. But to me, that's what happened in those little 3-game series. The managers just go to the bullpen like crazy, and whichever one can last seems to win the thing.
The other thing too, I look at, Spec, like San Diego's got a hell of a team, but you'd be shocked if you were to tell a person that they're 28th or 29th in Major League Baseball in home runs.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem or feel right. And in the playoffs, as you know, it comes down to pitching. Pitching is it has more of an edge. So you need that one guy or one where you're scared of in that lineup. And a lot of these other lineups have it. Like Bush is hitting lights out right now for your Cubbies. Suzuki's pretty good too, but San Diego just didn't have that guy.
Well, when you got Tatis and Machado, they got to produce.
They never did.
Those are the two guys you're paying. Those are the two guys you lean on. They're the heartbeat of your team. They're the big home run sluggers. It's just, if those guys, Bush is the leading home run hitter for the Cubs, and he delivered a really clutch home run when they needed one.
Yeah.
And the guys from San Diego never produced. And that's a big chunk of why you lose, right, Eddie? Your best guys got to be your best guys when it counts.
But Schlittler in that Yankee game was phenomenal. So it's going to be the Yankees and Jays tomorrow afternoon, Spec.
That'll be fun.
Some people have Bieber starting. To me, if I'm John Schneider and just the way he manages his guys, to me, it's Gausman. I don't know. Where are you at with that?
I don't know. It's a 5-game series. So could Gausman pitch twice if he did this right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, but is he not going to be able to pitch twice now?
Oh no, he'd be like, if he starts on Saturday, he can go later in the series, just like the Yankees. So the Yankees aren't going to be able to have Rodon or Schlittler twice, but they can have Fried twice because Fried will likely chuck on Sunday for game 2. And then with travel, he'd be available for game 5, just like Seattle and Detroit. Like Skubal is going to start game 2 for the Tigers, and he'll be available for game 5 if it gets there.
Okay, so that's for me the main thing for the first start. Like, I don't really care who starts game 1 or game 2, but I need Gausman pitching twice in a series. So if you're telling me he can pitch game 2 and still pitch again later when you need him, pitch game 5, which is the biggest game if you get there. And it does go 2-2-1. I just looked it up, Kev. So game 5 would be back in Toronto.
Yep.
I'm fine with that. I don't care who starts game 1 or game 2, but just don't tell me that I'm not starting Gausman in the first game and now he's only pitching once for me. That wouldn't make any sense at all.
Well, he could, even if he pitches the second game, Spec, he could be back to pitch because there's 2 days off of travel, right? You got Saturday, Sunday in Toronto. Then you got Monday as a travel day. Tuesday, Wednesday in New York. And then you got Thursday as a travel day and Friday back in Toronto.
In a perfect world, what, 5 days off for a pitcher starts?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
like every fifth day, Eddie, right? The perfect is there's five. Most teams have 5 starters, and baseball's an everyday game. So most of the time there's a 6-day thrown in there, but a guy's supposed to be able to go every 5th day for sure.
And again, like if you look at how some teams are going to set up their rotation, like again, Seattle and Detroit's a perfect one for me. Because they like Seattle said, we don't want to get to game 5 because we're going to face Google.
Yeah.
In game
Detroit's got to manage that properly.
Yeah.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Hey, Mike,
lots of fun. The games yesterday were great. Like,
they were great, weren't they?
You know, it's just the playoff ball. It's just got something special about it. I don't know. It's just the nature of baseball. It's like an inverse proportion, guys. We care more about football during the regular season than we do about baseball during the regular season, right? Like regular season baseball, you kind of have it on in the background. But when they get to the playoffs in baseball, every out matters, every pitch. It's way more intense. Whereas everyone loves playoff football. I get it, but it doesn't differ from regular season football as much as baseball seems to. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why, but it is the case for me.
Text from Slurpy Sean. It's a compliment and a dig all in one. He goes like this. It says, you know what that word meant, Eddie. You just wanted to find out if Mark knew what it meant.
Hold the feet to the fire.
Yeah. There's probably some truth to that.
What's that, Spec?
Probably some truth to that, actually.
Oh, that was great. That was great. Good stuff, Spec. Enjoy the game tonight, and then probably a day off, as you said, tomorrow.
I think the Oilers take Saturday off and get back at her Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then a morning skate Wednesday. I assume there's an 8:00 game, so they'll probably have a morning skate. This is the time of year that the players are sick and tired of practicing, and the coaches love this because it's like 3 days of actual practices. This is a coach's dream, man. The players have to pay attention. They don't have a choice.
Yeah, exactly.
The worst time as a player.
Yeah, the worst time as a player.
All right, Spec, have a good weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
All right, boys.
That's Mark Spector on the mark, powered by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This truck's for you. Check him out. Go see Mike, and he'll take care of business for you. When we come back, we got some open text time. We will also have In or Out with Eddie. Also coming up, Jake Gardner, 3-time Canadian bull riding champion, Eddie.
Speaking of business, are you all good over there,
fine.
pal?
Why?
You good? You almost missed this segment.
What are you talking about? I was here right on
Talking
time.
Eddie, 9 o'clock steal. Kevin missed my own show, Karius.
I was right on time, baby.
Kevin on the porcelain, Karius. Kevin, wipe my buttress, Karius.
Okay, stop it. Oh, Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at culligan.ca.
Seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit greatcanadiansolar.com and call today to get started.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Planning your next event? Let Loca Quality Market cater. From made-to-order meals to gourmet platters to full chef tasting experiences, they make entertaining effortless. Visit loca.ca to start planning today.
Yeah, can I get a... yes. A common reaction from a veggie lover. Always scanning, searching, longing. But wait, what is this we see? The new McVeggie. Now at McDonald's.
Edmonton's only 24-hour-a-day sports radio station can be heard anytime, anywhere. Sports 1440 is streaming on your phone, your tablet, your computer. Download an app today and listen to Sports 1440.
Albertans celebrate a bounty of beautiful places to visit, boundless adventures to take, all in driving distance. And Sherwood Honda has the fuel-efficient vehicle that helps you go even further and appreciate more. Hybrid CRVs and Civics mean more thanks in your tanks, more great trips to be grateful for. And of course, Sherwood Honda is thankful for the chance to help you get there. It's a beautiful time of year, and it sure would be nice to hit the road with Sherwood Honda.
You ever done something you can't be forgiven for? Crave is the exclusive home of HBO originals, including Task, the new crime thriller from the creator of Mayor of Easttown.
I'm going to take their money so we can have a better life.
Starring Emmy winner Mark Ruffalo.
If things go terribly wrong, people want to know why God let it happen.
And Emmy nominee Tom Pelphrey.
I almost thought, oh yeah, we never did anything like this.
Task, an HBO limited series. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, a proud presentation of Sports Select.
In store or online at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
Sam, come on, Sam. Come on now.
Cut me in.
You don't even know the words to this one. Did you request this song? Oh. Matt and Leduc, why are we playing music from KK's high school days? That's not that. So that was a request, Duke.
Why for me?
I don't like. And there was another one that I was talking about with Eddie, right?
This was the one. It was the ode to Eddie. It was because it was like another season gone for Eddie 85. Which is why, Till We Meet Again by Doris Day, dedicated to Eddie 85. Please sing along. That was from the real Duke.
I still got a week.
Isn't that
I
sweet,
still got
Eddie?
a week.
No, you don't. You're not playing in BC.
No, but next week when I'm back. Yeah, some courses will be open. And man, I got the winter, all winter. What is it, Terra Pines?
Yeah.
I got winter, baby.
Terra Pines, the way the ground freezes on that par 5 at 600 yards, that you're looking good. there,
Crushable.
big guy. Yeah, you're looking good. In case you missed it, the Edmonton Oilers have signed Chris Knobloch to a 3-year contract extension that runs through the 28-29 season. Knobloch, this is the release that came down while we were talking with Speck. 18th head coach in franchise history. 151 regular season games. He's got a record of 94, 47, and 10. Second most wins league-wide in that time. He's from Imperial, Saskatchewan. His dad played in the old Long Lake League, I believe. Bob. And in February, picked up his 80th win of the year behind the Oilers bench with a 4-3 overtime win. Third fastest coach to reach that milestone.
He's done a lot of winning, man.
I asked Jamie Cartmell if he'd be able to come on the show, Duke, for like 5 minutes this morning. Haven't got a response, but they are saying that he's obviously available to the media following practice this morning. But I thought, well, maybe if he wanted to come on and shoot the breeze for 5 minutes, maybe you do it.
Man, when it comes to Knobber, and you've been around the game and just sport in general, you've seen a ton of different coaches and coaching styles. He has a very calm presence, and that's something that I really like and respect.
Some guys would, and I'm not saying they have to be buddy-buddy with the media or anything like that. That's far from what I'm trying to get at. But he takes more of a interest in time. You know, we had Brian Engblom on, and Brian is the Tampa Bay Lightning color analyst. And I asked him about Ken Dryden. And all the guys would watch Ken Dryden when he was being asked questions. A reporter would ask Ken a question. This is according to Brian. And there would be a pause, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds before he answered, because he wanted to make sure that he was
thoughtful, thorough,
wanted to know what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that in Chris a lot. Like, he's waiting, he's not exactly getting whatever he's, on the, he wants to respond. And he's also, a lot of guys will just blow by you. I can remember we went to an Elks game 2 years ago, Laura and I, just walking on the concourse. Guy grabs me and says, because I didn't see him, he had a hat, and I was like, Knobber.
Nice.
So like, he's not that guy where he's not going to initiate.
You're going to get flamed now.
No.
Yeah, Knobber saw you and came and saw you. It's Kevin Karius' town, baby.
No.
I'm with you, man.
Okay, that goes back to when he was at U of A. And I've said this on the show 100 times. When he was at the U of A and playing under Rob Dahm for the 5 years that he was here, that's a long time ago. And that's, from 99 to 04. The 5 years that he spent here, he was one of the go-to guys that the media, and there was media down there for the Bears at the time because they were very successful. They were winning national championships, winning Canada West titles. He was one of the guys on those teams that you would go, Knobber, yep. And he would be what we call a clip or a bite. You had it. You knew it wasn't just a bunch of crap that you.
That's how it is in college too. You get a select few guys. You can trust behind the mic, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's nice. No, I really like his presence. He's a wise man. You can tell he's wise because he is slow to speak. He's thoughtful.
Yes. Jamie Cartmell just texted back, said, sorry, Kev, he's in meetings. And I totally understand that. Figured that's how it was going to be, but you never know just because of the announcement. So, I mean, this is a guy that's a career coach, Eddie, a career coach. And, I had a sit down with him a couple years ago when I was at Global. Did you think he'd get into coach? Not a chance. No. But he went to Prince Albert. And there were a couple of guys in Prince Albert that people have probably never even heard of. Mark Odnikon is a guy who ended up to be a long-time scout for the Anaheim Ducks, Duke. And what was the big trade the Ducks and Jets met? It was Solani for Tverdovsky and Kilger?
Yeah.
And he was just incensed at that trade.
Worked out pretty well.
Yeah. He was incensed at that trade. Worked out pretty well, is right. But he learned from a guy like, and I can't remember, the head coach there was Peter Anholt. So Peter Anholt, those are the guys that he would have learned from 20 years ago. So, and you talk about a guy that went in to pay his dues in Erie and then Hartford, Wolfpack, long time,
grinded.
Yeah. He grinded out. And again, his relationship with Connor McDavid helps. I mean, it has to. And maybe this helps. And it's not like Connor felt that, that Knobloch wasn't going to be here because he was going to be here. It was just a matter of signing this deal. So what do you
I was just thinking of Connor and the deal.
And the deal? What do you think?
I don't know, man. It's what more does he need to figure out? That's all.
Yeah.
don't want it to be a distraction, but it's a distraction. The whole process, you know what's going on, you know when your contract's up. Like I don't know what you need to figure out in terms of your life outside of the money and where you're going to be and see. And I don't know. You see what the roster is. I don't know.
Crotch sticks and the master of the pause in interviews, Shadur Sanders. It's not a bad
The
one.
old pregnant pause.
Pregnant pause, yes.
Let it marinate.
Roddy, now he gets his 2 cents in. At least you're taking it like a man, KK. Hopefully MTR and I can come together and collect on this too. It's not Crown Royal Black anyway either, Roddy. You might get a bottle of 5 stars, what it's going to
be. And somehow Bob is tied into this new old Bob too.
Yeah. I'm just getting sick of it. Exactly right. Anything else you want to touch on, Eddie? Because we got in or out. Is there something that I know you got?
Yeah, I'm prepping for my in or out.
Yeah, but you got your notes there and everything.
Yeah, no, I mean not a ton. Not a ton. Nothing new. It's gonna be another big weekend cooking, that's for sure, especially with baseball.
So I'm not getting Tracy's text here. It says, KK, I played under Coach Siciliano back home. He regularly let us know if we lost, we didn't want it as bad as the other team. If we wanted it, everyone would try harder and follow the game plan. Tracy near Millet. I don't know where. Maybe be a little more expansive on that one.
Who's that coach?
He says just Coach Siciliano. I don't know.
Did we?
I don't know. Huh. And so, do you have your request in, Eddie?
Oh, it is locked, loaded, ready to go. You're gonna know it. It's perfect because it's an ode to both of us, Kevin.
To both of us.
To both of us, buddy. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
I'm imagining that I haven't even looked at in or out, but I'm every Friday Duke has his dog of the week. I'm sure you've probably looked at
I haven't actually gone that deep. I'm still working on question 1.
Question 1.
Getting my facts right here. Coming correct.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would probably pick neither of them.
Tease.
Yeah, I know. Well, let's go, take a break. We'll come back and then we can spend a little more time on in or out. It's Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and the old Insty.
Sally hockey fans, your partner in power just skated onto the ice. EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365. UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking. Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service. Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project. Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money. Fluent? Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th.
I'm sorry, I don't speak deals.
Spend less, save more when you buy round black things from us.
Oh, got it.
Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Buy more, save more, give more at The Brick. This week at The Brick, save up to 30% off furniture and up to 15% off major appliances. Your stellar night's sleep starts with select mattresses up to 40% off. Or score a Made in Canada mattress from just $159. Find store-wide savings on upholstery, major appliances, and big screen TVs, with a portion of proceeds donated to the Stollery. See in-store for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Albertans celebrate a bounty of beautiful places to visit, boundless adventures to take, all in driving distance. And Sherwood Honda has the fuel-efficient vehicle that helps you go even further and appreciate more. Hybrid CRVs and Civics mean more thanks in your tanks, more great trips to be grateful for. And of course, Sherwood Honda is thankful for the chance to help you get there. It's a beautiful time of year, and it sure would be nice to hit the road with Sherwood Honda.
October 24th and 25th, hit the courts for Feisty Pickles, the first ever 24 hours of continuous pickleball action. Starts Friday night at Brace Athletics in St. Albert. It puts the fun in fundraising for Breathing Space, a groundbreaking lung transplant house. Recruit your team of 4 to 20 players and get your paddles ready to play. Feisty Pickles, Alberta Lung's 24-hour pickleball challenge. Register by October 15th at ablung.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sports Select. Get in on the action with playoff baseball. Bet on the original at sportselect.com. 100% legal. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, a proud presentation of Sports Select.
In store or online at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
Just hug me.
No.
Just
Come
hug
on.
me.
Oh, you like this song, though?
Just hold me.
Oh. This is from Armageddon.
On a jet plane.
It's getting worse, Eddie. That's Chantal Kreviasek, Duke.
That's your gal.
Yeah, and I'm going to Cuddy tonight in Fort Sask. And you are leaving on a jet plane, Eddie Steele.
Perfect.
Oh, but you get to see Steph when you get there.
Oh,
She gonna pick you up at the
Whistler.
airport?
No. I have to drive up to Whistler. So my father-in-law, he'll pick me up, and then I'll take his car up to Whistler.
Wow. Welcome back to the big program, 8:37 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne with you. Tracy came back with a text and said, I thought he was talking football, so I wasn't sure. He said, he first coach of the Edmonton Ice, pre-Oil Kings, the second coming, Dave Siciliano. He says, the man could turn an average player into a rep player. I know, he says, as I was one of them. Thanks, Tracy, for clarifying that. Also going to clarify a couple things here. And Eddie brought it up last night. I didn't know what he was talking about. I looked this morning. Tim texts in and says, what is this rumor with the Hall of Fame room, KK? Gilly texts in, KK, your name is all over Twitter, reporting that the Hall of Fame room booking changed.
Viral.
Can you expand on that? First of all, okay, when I looked at what was written, it was not correct. That's not what I said. And are we going to read that, Josh? You read the exact, and who is it from, the post?
This is from the Puckin' Around podcast on x.com. Quote, Kevin Karius said on his show this morning that he was supposed to host an event on Monday morning at the Hall of Fame room at the arena. But now OEG pushed it to Tuesday because the room's being used on Monday morning. What could it be?
Okay, so we did mention that, but I never ever said that the room was booked for Monday. I just said that the event was pushed to Tuesday.
You got bumped.
That's all I said. The event was pushed to Tuesday, and I said, who knows? Maybe there might be an announcement on Monday.
What event were you hosting?
We all, well, that's the thing. It's a private kind of a event. I can't do it now on Tuesday because I'm already have an event. So I had to talk to the organizers of this event, and they said, well, we have to do it Tuesday now. Monday, we can't do it Monday. So I didn't say anything.
Let your minds
other than that.
wander.
You can figure out what you want, but
yeah, let your minds go.
We said, wouldn't it be something if there was an announcement in the room on Monday? So you can think about maybe they're cleaning the room. Maybe, and we discussed that yesterday. Maybe the room isn't available Monday because of the CFR.
Just what if it is the signing and it's you, Kevin?
Oh, no.
You're the leak. You're the inner.
No,
you're the mole.
I'm not leaking anything. All
I
I'm
know.
saying is
I'm
that
kidding.
The event, I was asked to MC an event on Monday. I get a text from a guy and he says, we have to move the event to Tuesday. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm not available Tuesday.
That's just the facts of what happened.
That's all it was saying.
And the rest is the rest.
King of Fort Nasty. Man, Karius does so many events. No wonder he needs all those vacations. Haven't taken a vacation day yet, Duke.
What? In October? It's the 3rd, buddy.
No, since we start in September, correct, Duke? That's when our vacation days start accruing.
Is it?
Well, it's a year.
I mean, I don't know, because here's the thing. If we rewind to when we launched, September to December of that first fall, winter, nobody took any days off because we didn't have any spare bodies to do such things. So I kind of run on just the calendar year.
No.
So you're telling me I didn't use my vacation days this past year, and now all of a sudden I'm cashing in a full week of this next year's here at the end of the month?
You would have lost, like, if you from September to October of last year, of last year. I should say no, September to August.
Yeah.
That's what it would be, September to August of last year. If you didn't use them, too bad.
You lose them.
We're just running on. You and I, Kevin, are just operating on different calendar cycles. I'm running on the actual calendar a year. You're not.
Okay. Time now for Are You In or Out? All right, Duke, let her buck.
A lot of contract news past week or so across the NHL after what was a pretty slow August, actually. We've got some big extensions for young players. Edmonton Oilers head coach Chris Knobloch extending with a 3-year deal announced this morning. But down in SoCal, my boy, former Minnesota Gopher standout, Jackson Lacombe, 8 years, $9 million deal. Kicking in next season. This essentially identical contract to what Luke Hughes just signed with the New Jersey Devils, albeit just a year ahead of him and 1 year less. If we're just comparing those two guys, this is the new trend in the NHL, right? You're signing for the future. You're signing on potential, not necessarily accomplishments to date. You could only pick one of Lacombe or Hughes on these new contracts. I get it. I'm biased. I watch them a lot more. I'm taking Jackson Lacombe.
Man, it's like the lesser of two evils here. Man, they're handing out big contracts for guys that are only playing. I mean, this is exactly like Brock Faber 2. And actually, it's Brock Faber adding another $500,000 to the contract. I'll be honest, I'm like you, Duke. When Jackson Lacombe came here and played against the Oilers, and we see them more, I can honestly say I don't know if I've ever watched a full game of Luke Hughes, like a full game from start to finish, unless he wasn't playing the Oilers. And it doesn't happen as much. So I'm going to go in just because I'm a little more familiar.
Okay.
I think with Jackson Lacombe.
Okay. I'm going to be out.
Okay.
Jackson Lacombe, 24 years old. Last season, 75 games played, 14 goals, 29 assists, which is 43 points. Hughes, 22 years old, 2 years younger, 71 games played, 7 goals only, 37 assists, 44 points. So Hughes actually had one more point. Now he's 2 years younger. But why I'm going to lean towards Hughes is the X Factor, KK, and he is one of 3 brothers. And with him being on that team, the attraction of his brother from Vancouver, who is, going to be due for a new contract here soon. That's going to be the game-changing X factor is why I'd go with Hughes.
I like it, Eddie.
That is an interesting tangible I had not actually considered. Having him there increases, I suppose, your chances of bringing Quinn Hughes to Jersey because he's locked up. We know Jack Hughes is already locked up, and 2 more years for Quinn Hughes in Vancouver kind of lines up with maybe the potential end of Dougie Hamilton's contract, or at least to the point where it would become tradable or movable. I'm with you, Kev. Like I try and throughout the course of an NHL season, bounce around and watch teams out east that we don't see as often. When they're playing each other and stuff. I just think that Hughes, he is 2 years younger, very high profiled coming out of college.
Yeah.
More so, I would say, than Jackson Lacombe, even though, as you mentioned earlier in today's show, like we talked about it with Frank last year, with Ducks broadcasters and writers, like Jackson Lacombe played ahead of Brock Faber on that Minnesota team that was like a national championship team, played ahead of him on the power play, played ahead of him on the depth chart. I like the Devils have had so many injuries on their back end that I think opportunity has been a little more plentiful for Hughes so far, and has a chance to maybe showcase. And also, I'm just going to take in the fact that Hughes is making $9 million this year. Like that starts today.
Right.
Lacombe has one more year on his second contract.
There you go, Eddie.
Which is only at $900K cap it.
Hey,
so
you guys make both.
Exactly.
Hey, I'll say this. I think both teams, this is how business is done now. I don't necessarily know if I love it, paying guys so much money before they've really accomplished a ton and proven too much. But you're placing a bet, and so far we've seen from both these players, I think it's a pretty smart one for the respective clubs. Over to the world of football, particularly the NFL. Thursday night action. The Niners surprising the Rams. Huge divisional win. Sean McVay causing a stir, taking some heat online and across media for his decision to go for it. 4th and 1 in overtime. You only need a field goal to tie the game, get another chance at a stop and regaining possession, or who knows, maybe even pushing it to a tie at the end of the overtime period. I think that the call to go for it was the correct decision, but he just made the wrong play call with a run in that spot. Put the ball in your best player's hands. That's Matt Stafford. That's Devontae Adams. That's Puka Nacua, 2 receivers to pair with your franchise Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Go ahead, football boy.
I'm out. Yeah, I agree. It was a good call to go for it, and I think it was a good call to run it. I mean, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Say they pass it and don't complete the pass, and now everybody's going to be up in arms. Oh, it was 4th and less than 1. You don't trust the O-line. Why don't you hand the ball off? So I think it was good. He trusts his O-line to try and move the D-line and get less than a yard. It's not like it was 4th and 3 and they ran the ball. It was less than a yard. It was a good call. Just didn't execute.
I'm going to be in on this one. Correct decision to go. Wrong play call. I want to see something else. I want to see.
What would you have done?
I would have had it. Yeah, I would have probably done play action and something.
A quick little bootleg rollout, and just like you need a yard. You can have Puka Nacua run across the flat at the line of scrimmage. Essentially,
Stafford could even got 1 yard on a play action and rollout. Then you got options, maybe. So how many times did they go for, like, even Kyron Williams? They dumped past to him just over the middle several times. That would have been there as well on a play action. I just think that there were so many other options, and you got too many.
Let's not let Kyron Williams off the hook either.
And that's what I mean. Like
that was everything.
Yeah.
The box score tells you he had a good game, but several drops. Obviously, the fumble on the goal line and a goal to go
that cost them the game.
Yeah,
like that was the game.
Yeah.
And
sick play by the D lineman too.
And I like the reason I'm defending the decision to go for it, which you are both on board with. Eddie, you just like the run call. Like your kicker has already had an extra point blocked in the game. He's missed a 50-yarder. He's had 3 other kicks blocked so far this season. I don't see how you trot that guy out there, trusting him in that spot. Your offense is better than your special teams unit at this point, obviously. But yeah, like at that point in the game, what had Kyron Williams done to show that he's the one who should have the game in his hands? I'd rather have the game in Matt Stafford's hands.
Well, to me, in my opinion, the game is at that point in the offensive line's hands.
Okay,
that's a fair question.
Not Fred just texting. That was a horrible run play that the Rams called. To Eddie's point, they didn't run to where there was a lineman. They actually ran to where a tight end and 2 receivers were blocking, and they got stuffed horribly. If you're going to trust your old line, then run to where they are.
Yeah, I don't remember the formation. Exactly.
Well, you can see Nakua's
sure
on the turf trying to block.
Yeah, I'm sure that text. Who texted that in?
That's not Fred.
Good job, not Fred.
What do you mean, not Fred?
Yeah.
I'll just to put a bow on this game from last night, and in similar conversation about decision by the head coach and play caller. What did you guys make of the decision, like before the Rams came down to tie it, backed up on their own goal line, 4th, 3rd down? You have no chance of securing it essentially with a run play, but do you want to run the ball to bleed more clock and make them use their last time out? Do you think Shanahan should have been a little more gutsy and had Mac Jones throw it on 3rd down, or are you happy with the call it clock management move to just try and leave as little time left for, once again, he's one of the best fourth quarter comeback quarterbacks of all time.
Well, then think what happened after that. A dumb penalty by the Rams on the punt return.
True.
They had the ball at the 25-yard line or 29, and then it gets backed up to whatever.
The fifth midfield, essentially, right? So,
yeah, no, I'm okay with that call.
I would have liked some more aggressiveness, but it is what it is.
Rest of week 5 slate ahead of us. First week of, teams on the bye. Friday tradition, we head to Dog of the Week. Interesting slate. Lots of injuries across the board in the NFL. Some teams off to good starts, bad starts, I think skewing some of these spreads a little bit. Injuries playing a factor. But my Dog of the Week, I'm heading to the Bayou. Nolans.
Bayou.
The New York Giants are heading to New Orleans as 2-point underdogs. How are the Saints favored in any game ever? This team stinks. I'm taking the Giants on the money line, but definitely loving them at +2.
I'm in, baby. I'm in.
Really?
Give me the kid, Jackson.
You really?
Oh, yeah.
He's got something to prove because he wasn't drafted by him, you think? And, think about that.
There's the angle, okay?
He wasn't
I
drafted.
like it. There's the angle.
You know what's funny? And I waited all week, not all week, about 4 days to talk about this, and it's the Philadelphia Eagles. You know the last time they lost a game?
Like week 10 last year?
September 29th, 2024.
Oh, my God.
A full calendar year. 2 weeks ago against the Rams, they blocked 2 field goals. They were down 26-7. Last week, they were up 24-6 at halftime. Held on to win. Despite not completing a single pass in the second half. 0 completions. 0. Jalen Hurts was 0 for 8 after starting 15 of 15. Before those 2 games, they were the first team since 2000 to start 2-0 without throwing a single touchdown pass. Not one. Right now, their passing offense ranks number 25 in success rate. People can do notes too, Eddie.
Come correct.
Defensively,
come correct.
They rank 29th on early downs. So what has saved them so far? Red zone offense. They rank number 1 in red zone offense. Eventually, you think that this is going to turn. Eventually, you think A.J. Brown goes off, right? He wants the ball a little more. But is this the week? Can the Denver Broncos go in there to Philadelphia? And is what? +4, Duke?
Yeah, Eagles at 4 points on Sports Select.
I'm going to say Denver's the dog of the week in Philly. They might not win the game, but maybe Philly wins by a field goal.
Mm-hmm. Denver can get after the quarterback too.
There you go. What do you like of that? Do you like that, Duke, or not?
It's a good one. I do. Like we know how good the Denver defense is. Offense starting to roll a little bit after a slow start. The Eagles are a team that right now I think can be defined as like winners win. It's the same way we often talk in the past years have talked about the Chiefs, the Patriots going back, right? Like it's not always pretty, and it kind of seems like it's a house of cards at times, but winning teams win, and that's what the Eagles are. I'd have a hard time betting against them. But 4 points, good Denver team. Yeah, I don't mind Denver on the
While we're on the subject, Duke, little fantasy advice. If you had Philadelphia's defense and Buffalo's defense, which one would you start? Buffalo at home to New England on Sunday night.
The Bills defense, the run defense is not good.
No, they have some injuries too.
And the Patriots kind of run like all 3 backs. They're not shy about using any of them in both running and passing downs. I'd be taking the Eagles.
Okay.
I'd be taking the Eagles D. Over under in that game, 43.5. Pretty low total for Eagles.
The over under in the
Broncos.
Bills is 50.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Before we move on from NFL and to switch to some baseball, Eddie, your Vikings, which I guess we're adding to mine and Kevin's picks against the spread this week, they are 3.5 point favorites in England, in London, against the Browns. 36.5 is the total set for this game. Dylan Gabriel, Carson Wentz, offensive shootout loading.
Yeesh.
Thoughts?
I think that I want to see Shadur. That's my thoughts.
You think you will see him in this game?
I don't know if we want to see him in this game, or if we'll see him in this game. But when it comes to Cleveland, I want to see Shadur.
You see him this game.
I want to see the clown show, and I just want to see if he can ball. I do. I really do. There's been just so much drama around it all. Can the kid actually play, or does he not belong? I want to see that. And the time is coming.
Duke, do you want to get this one out of the way? We got. We'll wait till we'll do it after 9.
Yeah, we can roll into the 9 o'clock.
Eddie will listen to it on the way to the
it's your pick. I know you need as much time to think
I'll
about
nominate both. Or is it my pick? Or?
You get to pick of the Sunday morning or the Sunday nighter, I guess, if we're adding both to the cards. So switching over to the Major Leagues of Baseball Divisional Series getting underway tomorrow after yesterday's exciting finish to the wild card round. Some great games, great performances yesterday. Simple predictions for the teams that are going to be advancing through to the Championship Series. I'm taking the Mariners. I'm taking the Phillies. I'm taking the Brewers. And I'm taking the Toronto Blue Jays to beat the New York Yankees.
Wow.
Uh,
And
not to brag, I went 4 for 4 in the wild card round.
Man, I'm sorry, Duke, but I think LA's the Dodgers will beat Philly. I think so, man. I think that'll be the one.
I think Philly's a more complete team right now.
Dodgers bullpen is very suspect, Eddie.
Very suspect.
And here's the other thing. I mean, if you're throwing a left-handed pitcher at the Phillies, Schwarber and Harper don't care. They don't care. Schwarber's going to hit his bombs off lefties. It doesn't matter. Harper's going to get his hits off lefties. So I think Philly wins that one. So you're saying 3 out of 4?
Yeah.
Because?
How about you?
Well, I think Milwaukee's set. I mean, Peralta's going to start the series, I would imagine.
I want to love the Cubs,
Yeah.
partially for spec, partially because I just have an affinity for Chicago sports teams. It's a great sports town. But I like the Brewers pitching it's too good, I think.
And they get it. I mean, they play they're like the Jays. They play scrappy. They play scrappy.
They play fundamental baseball.
Yeah. So you said Seattle, Duke?
Yeah, I don't think that series is actually going to be very close.
Is that right?
I think the Mariners are away.
Any
right
concern? Is Brian Wu available?
that I'm not sure of.
They got him slated for game 3. They're going to go with Castillo and Kirby. I would imagine that Keter Montero starts. That's what Perez was saying, Eddie Perez, this morning when I was driving in. And then you got Skubal in game 2.
And so,
you get a split, Duke.
You have to win your Skubal start, and then you try and scrape out another 2 elsewhere in the series because your starting pitching is so drastically outmatched. You have to win when you have your ace on the hill. And we kind of talked about that earlier in the week as well, right? Comparing having an ace or the big bat. Some teams have both, kind of frankly, the Yankees, especially when you look at how Schlittler went last night. He's not even their ace.
He might be now.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to go with you, Duke, on this one. The Jays one scares me. I mean, Fried he could go 2 and 5. Yankees have more power. They got. I know you were talking, Eddie, that they've had the number. The Jays have had the Yankees.
They have this year, yeah. First, I'm shocked. First time these teams have ever met in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right.
40-some years.
Oh wow, did not know that stat.
So if anything,
that concerns me.
That's a positive for the Jays that the Yankees have dominated the Jays so much over the course of their history that at least there's no playoff record to say, oh, the Jays are 0-8 against the Yankees in playoffs. There's nothing. Fresh start, 0-0.
Had a week off. Yankees are feeling good. That's the one that concerns me.
Get out of here, you homer.
Out of all the 4, that's the one that concerns me the most.
You love those pinstripes.
Oh, yeah.
Wrapping it up this morning.
Oh, boy, we're going way over the limit.
Eddie and I heading to some big weddings this weekend. Of course, Eddie heading out to BC, the beautiful part of Whistler?
Yeah.
Whistler.
Getting up into it, baby.
Meanwhile, I'll be in Red Deer County, Valley Center Hall, just off Highway 595 between Red Deer and Delburne. Beautiful country, right beside the river. I'm a groomsman in this wedding, and it's a more, call it Western-styled wedding, I guess. All the groomsmen were wearing jeans, wool vests, and the shirts. So either as groomsmen or wedding party or attendees, I do think that it is okay to wear jeans to a wedding, but they have to be dark and I like black is preferable, black denim, but otherwise it's dark blue. And this is the important part for me, that you have to get them starched. Got to crisp them up.
Crispy.
Get them crispy. I dropped mine off yesterday. I'm picking them up on my way out of the city this afternoon.
I mean, the question are these the tight leg, bottom parts where
that Eddie's wearing?
Are you tucking or untucking?
Yeah, Eddie, I'll send you pictures of how you're supposed to properly wear your cowboy boots when we get the whole crew fitted up tomorrow morning.
That's a concern for me, man, Eddie. If you're going in cowboy boots and jeans to a wedding,
can't believe I did that.
It's so
nobody
funny.
can.
Can't believe I tucked my boots.
I can't believe you took a picture of it and put it on the internet.
Yeesh. So, what do you think, KK? Where are you at? You in or you out?
Could they be white jeans, Duke?
White jeans?
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
very popular.
Very popular.
Very popular.
Like
at weddings.
when in the 80s?
At weddings, white jeans, Duke, very popular.
I can genuinely say I have never, ever seen somebody wear white jeans at a wedding.
So it all depends, right, on the situation. If it's a Western wedding, like what you're taking part in,
then
sure.
It's like it actually put that on the invitation that it's encouraged.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I probably couldn't be rolling into Whistler wearing jeans.
But what if they're that nice that people don't even notice?
It's a tough look. It's a tough look.
What if they're not starched, Duke? Like, what if
I just think like brand new jeans, they still don't look as good. Like once you starch them, you got your crease in them. They look just as good as dress pants.
Look, if that's the best slacks you got in the closet, then sure. But if you got something better, you should wear your best threads.
It does bother me when I go to weddings just as an attendee and I'm like looking around the crowd there at the ceremony and I see like people wearing a t-shirt or just a regular shirt, non-collared, and then like the same jeans that Sam, the record man's got here with holes in the knees.
Strays, catching strays. Bang, bang.
They're light. They're kind of like whitewashed out a little bit. I don't know. And it's not even my wedding. I shouldn't care a lick. But to me, it comes across like you're not showing respect to the integrity of the event.
Obviously, what kind of shoes you're wearing if you have these black jeans on?
Well, if you're wearing black jeans, you should have black cowboy boots.
What about these? Like, what if you had the black runner things that everyone's wearing?
So, Duke,
Sneakers?
if you had,
I'll just say it. I get it. Some people can really pull it off because they have fashion and style. I hate the sneakers. I hate the sneakers with a suit look. I hate it.
Spec wears these. He's got these brown sneakers with the white rim. He thinks he's Dan Orlovsky.
He's slick up there. So, Duke, you got a nice fancy wedding at the Fairmont. You're rolling in with cowboy boots and jeans?
I could. I wouldn't.
Cool. Okay,
but I'm saying you could.
How about like when you starch these things, Duke?
Well, I don't starch them. I drop them off at the dry cleaner.
Fair, but say it's a real hot day. Does it not like?
We've been over this, Kevin. Like I don't like the heat.
It's a gravy
but
going.
it can be as hot gets. I prefer to have jeans on than shorts.
That's crazy.
I don't want the sun. Wild. I don't want the sun right on my skin cooking it. I like the coverage.
You don't got that that pigment like us, KK.
No, that's right. But you know what? I had to wear jeans the other day for the first time since Easter.
Not a jeans guy.
Well, just what for?
I'm not. Let him breathe.
Why would you want to have
let it all?
I love wearing jeans. I'm comfortable in them all the time. I'll have a nap on the couch in them. I don't care.
No way. I'll strip those jeans before I lay on the couch. I hate the restricted.
Kent McKenzie texts in for a Delburne wedding. There will be someone there in overalls and another in sweatpants.
Yeah, maybe, but I think you can apply that to anywhere. There's always the people that show up and you're like, what the hell is that?
What the hell, Richie Bill? Well, Eddie, you're heading to the airport?
Yep.
What do you wear? You got a suit pack or what do you got?
Yeah,
come on now.
Baby.
So Eddie, you're flying.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the suit on the plane?
I have a nice little suit carrier bag. Checking it.
You're checking it.
Checking it.
Yeah.
I see Eddie.
Big money, baby. $47.
Really? Whoa. When I was lucky enough to do the Oiler games, travel with the team, Sheldon Surrey was on another level. he had the full length Louis Vuitton
suit bag.
Yeah.
And he would fold that up, and then and I mean, it was insane. Like, you'd go, that thing's worth than most guys.
just
Some guys
everything.
are on the roster aren't making that. this year.
$20,000 bag, man, with all the stuff in it.
You two travel a lot, and I don't know how often you travel with suits and things in tow. I heard a rumor once, I read it online, that if you like have your suit bag, you can ask them and they will hang it like in the closet at the front of the plane or whatever, rather than having to try and fold it in half and put it in the overhead or cram it into your carry-on or whatever. I've never seen it executed. I've never tried it because, listen, I'm not traveling in an airplane with suits very often, if ever.
You know,
but I'm just curious if either of you have ever done or seen that.
No.
I have to give Rod Phillips some props. So traveling, he'd say, okay, this is how you do it. So we'd get to the room, and he'd say he came into my room. He would take the suits out, and he goes, okay, coming into the bathroom here. You hang them up on all the shower things, blast the hot water,
let it steam
and
out.
let it all steam out, and
probably will do that.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, at the Airbnb.
When are you back, Eddie?
Sunday night, quick in and out.
You're in and out like a
fiddler's elbow. Ding, 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 ding.
This is a good show. We had lots
Yeah, it
of
was
fun.
a lot of fun.
Well, good luck with the wedding. Do you have to do anything else besides just
show up?
Yeah.
Just be there, be present. It's easy. The
I
hardest part will probably be the drive from Vancouver to Whistler.
Yeah.
An hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, you can
It's
handle that.
nothing.
But you'll be like, I just see you walking down the aisle throwing rose petals and stuff like that.
Flower boy, flower boy. Take care, fellas.
Yeah, have a good one, Eddie. That's Eddie Steele, Grey Cup champion from 2015, all-decade team with the Double E. Off to Whistler for a wedding. We'll see Eddie back here on Monday morning. Lots of great texts coming in about Duke's take on jeans. We'll get to those after the break. Also coming up, we're going to stick with the rodeo theme, if you want to call it that, because at 9:20 we will check in with Jake Gardner, three-time Canadian all-around bull riding champion. I believe he won the go-around last night, Duke. I think he did, yes. At the CFR, we got Thomas Hall from Blue Jays Nation as well, and Alexis Downey from Duckstream coming up in the 10 o'clock hour. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by First Round, and Sundays got even better. At First Round, you can win an NFL helmet or jersey and enjoy their Pro Bowl brunch only at Edmonton's NFL headquarters, First Round, downtown or on Bourbon Street. Plus, we'll be giving away another $50 gift certificate in the next 2 hours from First Round. See you, Eddie. We'll be doing that in the next 2 hours if you want to spend a Sunday at First Round. We'll figure out a nice trivia question from last night's NFL game. Here is Sam the Record Man.
The Sports 1440 update.
The Edmonton Oilers have agreed to a 3-year extension with head coach Chris Knobloch. The Oilers, under Knobloch, have gone to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals since he took over for Jay Woodcroft in November of 2023. Preseason action from last night, the Red Wings take the win over the Maple Leafs 3-1. The Bruins top the Capitals 3-1 as well. The Blues rout the Senators with a 7-1 win in Montreal. And the Lightning beat the Panthers 5-2. MLB wildcard wrapping up yesterday with the Tigers getting a convincing win over the Guardians 6-3. The Cubs move on to the divisional round with a 3-1 win over the Padres. And the Yankees prepare to go up against the Blue Jays as they take down the Red Sox 4-0. Thursday night football, the 49ers taking a close game against the Rams 26-23. Coming up on the Kevin Karius show, we'll have Jake Gardner from the CFR. And this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilness.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Can I take your order? Yeah, can I get a... yes. A common reaction from a veggie lover. Always scanning, searching, longing. But wait, what is this we see? The new McVeggie. Now at McDonald's.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
3 locations, endless sports action. Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge. Sully's is the place to catch every game this fall. With tons of TVs, there's never a bad seat in the house. Check out the game night food and drink features and bring your friends for all the fun with Oilers watch parties all season long. Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the 2 best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
With over 30 years of sports experience, this is the Kevin Karius Show, brought to you by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:12 in Edmonton. Quick little segment here before we get to Jake Gardner, professional bull rider, 3-time Canadian champion. He's coming up at about 9:20. Had a good ride last night. I think he was bucked off on night number 1 on a bull by the name of Alberta Prime. But in round number 2, he came on with a 88 and a quarter on a bull by the name of Stray Bucks. So he put some jingle in his jeans on round number 2, and he's leading the way when it comes to the season total money total at 49,500. We'll talk about the Stampede, maybe the rankest bull he's ever been on, and I believe he tore his ACL or PCL here earlier in the year. So these guys just, I mean, they tape it up and they go again. Kevin Karius Show is presented by Sports Select. Hey, if you're playing Sports Select, it is easy. All you have to do, visit sportselect.com, generate the QR code. It's so easy. Check how to play videos, and then you just go step by step. Sportselect.com, it's 100% legal. You must be 18 years plus. Please play responsibly. I was just talking with the Duke over the break there, and it just feels weird that the CFR is on right now. And Duke, maybe, and you said it's just, normally, again, we're in November. It's always around November, Remembrance Day.
Halloween into Remembrance Day-ish window, yeah.
And Duke just said, like hockey season's just starting here. And everyone's, it's the final bit of preseason. You got, football's coming along here. And maybe it's just that way. It feels like it's just out of place right now.
I don't know if the timing, and it is a month, we know it's a month earlier, but it just seems like there's just so much going on that unless you're going down and taking it in person, which I strongly encourage everyone to do. It's awesome to see rodeo live. Like I was talking with Connor yesterday, and we were having some laughs about rodeo events and what we would do. One of the sales ladies here, Mel, and I were chatting about it, and Connor's just like staring blankly at us. And I mean, like, he's grown up in Edmonton his whole life, but I said, you've never been to a rodeo. He said no.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it, it's not for everyone, but I do think that it's kind of something that you have to see in person to see, the animals as up close, much like any other sporting event. Like seeing it in person, up close and personal, gives you a different level of appreciation for it because of the size and strength of the animals and the determination of the competitors to, whether it be ride them, take them down. If we're talking bulldogging or calf roping, the speed when they're out there on the horses for
ladies barrel racing,
timed events like barrel racing and like I said, the roping stuff. So the couple more nights here, obviously heading into the weekend. If anybody gets a chance, I really encourage you to go. But I'm with you, Kev. It just kind of almost feels like, there's so much else going on. I feel a little bad that the rodeo, unfortunately, just takes a little bit of a back seat right now in my, call it, viewing priority of what I would be taking in.
I couldn't agree with you. Like, again, I know the temperature is going to dip a little bit here for tomorrow and Sunday, but like I remember like going always, and you'd see
you're driving through a blizzard to get
your breath. You know, you're going in and you're like, oh, it's a little chilly out here. Let's get the hell in there and start smelling that barn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I've talked before. When I was in university, our fraternity, we would work. We'd become temporary laborers for Northlands to set up. Like all the panels, we'd convert Rexall into the rodeo arena, and like we were working overnight shifts, and it was cold, man. Like you had everything bundled up, the heat packs in your boots and your gloves and stuff. Here we are at the end of September, start of October. Like it's still beautiful outside for the vast majority of the days. So it's just a little bit of a different feel this year, and maybe it's just something we'll have to get used to moving forward.
When we come back, 3-time Canadian bull riding champ Jake Gardner will be with us. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and the old Insty.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned, with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie, and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Edmonton's only 24-hour-a-day sports radio station can be heard anytime, anywhere. Sports 1440 is streaming on your phone, your tablet, your computer. Download the app today and listen to Sports 1440.
Buy more, save more, give more at The Brick. This week at The Brick, save up to 30% off furniture and up to 15% off major appliances. Your stellar night's sleep starts with select mattresses up to 40% off. Or score a made-in-Canada mattress from just $159. Find store-wide savings on upholstery, major appliances, and big screen TVs, with a portion of proceeds donated to the stall. Buy more, save more, give more at The Brick. See in-store for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more.
While the players gear up for the new season, make sure you gear up your snack game with Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Okay, this jumbo bag of beef jerky should last the preseason.
Whoa. Will Hawk has more than just beef jerky. There's smoked sausage and pepperoni products, too.
Well, how about we have jerky for Eastern opponents and pepperoni sticks when we face the Western teams?
Now that sounds like a Will Hockey game plan.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Are you ready? This is Canadian Pro Rodeo Announcer of the Year, Brett Gardner, and I want you to know that at Lamley's right now, you can buy one, get one 50% off select men's shirts, and buy one, get one 50% off all Wrangler retro jeans. Make sure to visit Lamley's at West End, South Park, Spruce Grove, and Fort Sask, or online at lamleys.com. Lamley's Western Wear, the official Western Wear retail partner of the Canadian Finals Rodeo.
LAMMLES.
You ever done something you can't be forgiven for? Crave is the exclusive home of HBO originals, including Task, the new crime thriller from the creator of Mayor of Easttown.
I'm going to take their money so we can have a better life.
Starring Emmy winner Mark Ruffalo.
If things go terribly wrong, people want to know why God let it happen.
And Emmy nominee Tom Pelfrey.
Have I almost found a way out? We never did anything like this.
Task, an HBO limited series. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
Portions of this hour are brought to you by Sports Select. Playing Sports Select is easy. Visit sportselect.com and generate a QR code or check their how to play videos for step-by-step guidance. Sportselect.com, 100% legal, must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, a proud presentation of Sports Select.
In store or online at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 920 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. We got Josh Fenwick, Sam the Record Man in studio, streaming on YouTube and X. And time now for the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where the biggest sale of the year includes the all-new 2025 Jeep Compass. It's a Jeep. What more do you want? It's a 4x4. It includes an 8.4-inch touchscreen keyless entry starting at $34,900 only at StAlbertDodge.com. As we welcome in Jake Gardner, three-time Canadian bull riding champion. Morning, Jake. You're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So let's talk about go-round number 2, where you came out with a fine ride on a bull by the name of Stray Bucks. Maybe just touch on that ride last night where you won go-round number 2, Jake.
Yeah, it went really good. I drew that bull. Stray Bucks comes from my good friend Shay Marks. He doesn't live too far from Edmonton, actually. Oh. And Duffy Rodeo, they haul that bull. I'd been on him before. He bucked me off, so I needed to get a little redemption on him. I was last out. I mean, the pressure was on, but I knew if I just put my head down and focused on the task at hand, it'd work out good, and it did, and I'm just really grateful for that.
So how far out of town would this bull have been, you said Stray Bucks, and you're familiar with him?
Yeah, so Sunnybrook, Alberta.
Okay.
Anyone in the area probably knows where that is. I guess it'd be Thorsby.
Okay, fine, yeah. So you were quite familiar with this bull then going in?
Yeah, so he's one of our best bulls in Canada, and he travels the tour and goes to a lot of our events. So, yeah, I was familiar on his bucking pattern and kind of what he's about. And, yeah, I had a game plan, and we attacked it.
Do you like going out last, Jake, because then you know exactly where everyone's at? You know what you got to do?
No, I'd almost like to be first.
Okay.
Then I don't have to sit there and think about it. You know, the nerves build up, but I've been in the sport for a few years, so I know how to manage that pressure. And I mean, it's all good. It's just you got to capitalize. So you know, them guys I ride with, they ride really good, and they definitely put the pressure on the guy.
Mm-hmm. Go back to night number 1 on Wednesday, Jake, where you were bucked off on Alberta Prime.
Yeah, Alberta Prime, Devil's Advocate. He's the bull of the year for a reason. He's a bucking dude. You know, I've been on that bull a few times. I'm yet to get him rode. He bucks so hard, and he's got a lot of power. He's 2,000 pounds, and he's big, mean, and scary. Mm-hmm. I had a good game plan for him, and I tried my hardest. I know I put all the effort I could out there. I made it to like 7 seconds, and he just got me on the ground, and I lost the battle. So it's just kind of the way she went.
Jake Gardner with us on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Well, let's touch on how the season's gone before you got to the CFR here, Jake. And so what happened with your knee in July to start with?
So the end of July, I tore my PCL off. I was in a rodeo Medicine Hat. I landed on it. I felt it pop. And yeah, essentially I couldn't use that knee. And it hurt like a son of a gun. We got a good sports medicine team in Canada. Went and seen my buddy Brandon Tomey. He got me in. We went and seen the doctor, and they said, yeah, torn PCL. Doc said, you're not going to be riding anytime soon. I said, yeah, sure thing, Doc. And I was getting on the next day. So hopefully he doesn't listen to this.
It never ceases to amaze me when you tell stories like that, Jake. I mean, I've known Cody Snyder for, 30 years, and we used to do a half an hour show during CFR, and Cody would come on every night, and we would dissect everything. What is it about not just bull riders, but just rodeo all together that you guys, like the doctor says, you're not going, but you just go?
Well, we don't have a salary. So if we don't get on, if we don't ride, we don't get paid. and then our bills don't get paid. So, I mean, it's a tough way to make a living, but we all know what we sign up for. And I think part of being a cowboy, part of wearing the cowboy hat is toughness and grit and determination. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. And that's what my parents kind of always taught me growing up. And that's just kind of the attitude you got to have to be in this sport.
So what did you do for the first little bit, Jake, with your knee? Did you tape her up, brace her up? What did you do?
Yeah, so a lot of hot and cold therapy, and seeing the doc there, and getting it worked on. But yeah, I got it taped up when I could, and I went and found a knee brace to use. I used that brace for about a couple weeks. It helped manage it. I'm not one really to tape up and use braces. I kind of like my body to feel free and loose, but I definitely used the brace for a couple weeks, and yeah, it took about 3 to 4 weeks for it to get back feeling good. But yeah, it was a little touch and go for a bit, and just had to grit it out.
Jake Gardner with us, 3-time Canadian bull riding champion. He's at the CFR starting tonight. They'll have another go around, and then busy weekend for everybody down at the CFR. Go down, have a look, because it's absolutely amazing if you get the chance. How did the season go in the sense, Stampede, you got all the other PBR events? Maybe just touch on that, Jake.
It's been pretty good. I think I'm number 2 in Canada in the professional bull riding side of things, and that's not rodeo. That's just solely bull riding. So that side of the things went pretty good. And then the Canadian Professional Rodeo Association, I think we were going into the start of July, and I was like 10th or 11th, and I was like, holy, if you want to make the Canadian finals, you're going to have to pull your socks up here and get to work. And I kind of shifted my focus to that a little bit, and I drew some really good bulls, and I capitalized on my draws. And next thing you know, I was season leader going into these finals. And so, yeah, it was a really good season. And I'm healthy here, and just grateful to be healthy.
You touched on being healthy, and you did also mention the sports therapy team. How much do they come into play for all you guys and girls?
Oh, man, they don't get enough credit. Yeah. They all work so hard for us cowboys and cowgirls. They put in a lot of work, and they're behind the scenes. Without them, I would not be where I'm at today, definitely. So I owe them a lot of credit. Last night before I went in there, I told them, hey, I kind of tightened my shoulders, and my neck's been bothering me. And they worked on me for about a half hour, got me loosened up. So, I was 100%. And so, yeah, they're a big part of our they're on the team for sure. Yeah.
Jake Gardner with us in Sports 1440. Maybe just go back to years ago, Jake, when you got into bull riding. What got you into it? And I guess growing up in BC and, just the whole lifestyle, what drew that to you?
So I grew up Fort St. John, and that's northern BC there. And we have some rodeos around the surrounding area there. And of course, we got the sheep riding, and my dad, I got 3 older sisters, and he'd take us all to the rodeo, and we'd all be in events. They'd be barrel racing, and so I got sheep riding, and then as I got older, I started getting on some steers, and at that age, they had the PBR on TV, and me and my dad would always watch that, and I just remember being a little kid, sitting in front of the TV waiting for it. It was something I was really excited for, and I told my dad, I said, Dad, one day I'm going to be there. One day I'm going to be at that level. That's what I want to do. And I did play competitive hockey for a bit, and that didn't work out. So I found bull riding as another way I could get to a professional level of something, and be able to compete in buildings such as like Rogers Place. And just really grateful to be where I'm at now.
Did your dad rodeo too, Jake?
Yeah, he did. He did saddle bronc, steer wrestling, and bull riding.
Okay, so you learned a lot from him then, I would imagine, at the farm and the ranch.
Yeah, learned a lot from him, and my dad was pretty smart and raised us kids really well. He gave us the tools we needed to succeed and put us in the right positions to succeed. So growing up, he sent me away a few summers to some ranches where I got to be around some really good people and learn how to ride better and all that stuff. So definitely owe a lot to him. Oh, so cool. Jake Gardner with us, 3-time Canadian bull riding champ. You also mentioned hockey there, Jake. Just tell us a little bit about your love of the game of hockey and where you played and things like that. Yeah, so I played in Fort St. John. I think I played up to grade 10. I was pretty competitive. I really loved hockey, and it was good. And then you just kind of get into high school, and I think at a young age, some kids' priorities change, right? So at the same time, I was doing high school rodeo, and that was a lot of fun for me. And I kind of got away from the hockey, and I wish I didn't. I wish I kept playing hockey, but no, I think having that competitive drive from hockey has definitely shifted over to rodeo, and it's been really good for me.
You got a favorite team player in hockey?
I really like the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, great.
I'm a big fan. It's unfortunate the last couple of years, but I think they're going to get her this year. And I like watching them, and being at a game in Rogers Place. I don't think there's no other atmosphere like it. The fans are amazing, and it's just a great time to watch a game there.
Jake Gardner with us on Sports 1440. Could you maybe dial in a few of the rankest bulls that you've covered, and maybe a few of the bulls that you haven't, that you've been bucked off? And when you're kind of in the chute, and you know that you're up for a real tough ride and a tough challenge.
Well, one of them I haven't covered is that Devil's Advocate Bull of the Year. So he's definitely on the list. But one that sticks out in my mind is a bull from Cord McCoy in the States. They call him Riding Solo. I believe he's the 2-time champion bull of the year. Last year, I went out to New Jersey for an event, and I had the chance to get on him. I was 91 points on him, and I won the event. So to me, that's probably my best ride that sticks out to mind. Years previously, I was in a Global Cup thing, which I was on Team Canada, and so five countries compete against each other in a bull riding event, and I was on Team Canada, and I got picked to get on this bull called Smooth Operator. He was a world champion bucking bull, and I rode him like right to 7.9 seconds. So I come really close, and that one really ate me alive for some years. Like it was always on my mind, like, darn it, I was so close to riding a world champion bucking bull. And then I got the chance to get on this riding solo last year, and I got him rode. So it definitely made up for it.
Do you know what bull you drew for tonight already yet, or is it too early?
No, we got the draw. I got a bull called Red Rust from Nansen Bold. Nansen Bold's out of Pinoka, and he's one of our best contractors in Canada, brings some really good bucking bulls. Anyways, I got Red Rust, and I've been on him before a few times, and I've got him rode once. He's one you would say that the guys want to get on. He's a really nice bull, and I'm excited for it.
Jake Gardner with us, 3-time Canadian bull riding champion on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. This is from our text line, Jake from Husks. He says, KK, just wondering if Jake has an idea how much the owner of the bull gets paid to have his bull on the circuit. Can you kind of help us out with that one, Jake?
It all varies on the events. Sometimes they'll get $500 to take the bull there and let him buck. Sometimes some places will give him $2,000 per out. I know the National Finals Rodeo, I think it's somewhere from $5,000 per out. Now I might have to be corrected on that, but I'm the rider, not the contractor, so that's not really my business. But I know they get treated fairly well here at these finals, and yeah.
Yeah, thanks for helping us out on that one. Also, when you're going from rodeo to rodeo or PBR event to PBR event, it's so important to have those, like the traveling companions. And I was reading an article that you were kind of chumming around with Garrett Green and Ashton Solly. Can you maybe discuss maybe that element of it that helps you and, your buddies so much, on the tour? It's a long grinding year.
Yeah, it's a long grinding year. I see these guys more than I see my actual family, so I consider them all family. They're like brothers to me. Me, Ashton, and Garrett, we travel quite a bit this summer, and boy, oh boy, do we have a lot of fun together. We all build each other up, and we want to see each other win. And when a guy's slacking or he's not performing to his best, we let each other know. And we all rise to the occasion. Me and Garrett made it here. Sadly, Ashton didn't, and me and Garrett were on our way to an event, or the event the other night, and we're like, darn it, it sucks Ashton's not here, because he's one of our best friends, and we all have so much fun together. But he had a tough season, and he gave it all he had, and there's no doubt in my mind he'll be back better than ever next year. So it's going to be all good. But we have a lot of fun together, and it definitely makes the tough times a lot better to have guys like that to build you back up when things aren't going that great.
And you guys went fishing? Where were you fishing? What were you dipping a line for?
We were close to Enderby, and we were going for salmon fishing.
Oh, wow. Good stuff. Lots of fun. Maybe just your expectations here for the rest of the CFR, Jake. You come in, leading at almost 50 grand in total money after your good check last night, but maybe just your expectations here for the next 3 days.
I don't really have too much expectations. I'm not too worried about it. I just want to continue to have fun. Just be happy to be here and just take it all in and, let the good times roll. Keep enjoying every moment of it.
Mm-hmm. Is NFR on the radar for you?
Yeah, it is. I chased the NFR trail for several years. Last year, I ended up 16th in the world. I come close. This year, I kind of wanted a break from it. I wanted to stay in Canada and do some things up here. And so I decided to stay up here and focus on PBR Canada and Canadian Professional Rodeo Association. But this next winter, I plan on going down to the States and hitting a lot of events. And yeah, that's definitely on the radar for next year. I definitely want to make the National Finals Rodeo.
Jake, thanks so much for this. Really appreciate your time. Good luck tonight and the rest of the Canadian Finals Rodeo. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me. I just want to say thanks to the city of Edmonton for having all of us here. And thanks to all the people that are buying tickets and coming and supporting us, because without all you, we wouldn't be able to do this. So Thanks a bunch.
Great stuff. Thanks, Jake. That's Jake Gardner, 3-time Canadian bull riding champion. Go round number 3 tonight down at Rogers Place. Duke, maybe you got to head down tonight. Huh? You got the wedding tomorrow.
It is tomorrow. I did promise some of my time for helping set up this afternoon. And listen, I get a really hard time, and most of it's warranted, about my timeliness in showing up to things, especially when I'm coming from the city back to down home or wherever. I'm usually a little later than everyone else.
But you could wear the same jeans tonight, then you go to the wedding tomorrow.
I could.
Just get them starched.
Restarched. I'm picking them up at 1 o'clock here and was planning on pounding pavement right after that on the QE2. So unfortunately, I think I might have missed my chance with my, once again, absent-mindedness on Wednesday when I'm sitting on the couch watching baseball. And I was supposed to head down to Rogers. But hey, it won't be the last CFR. Hopefully I can catch up with it down the line.
Good stuff. When we come back, and that was the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, the biggest sale of the year on right now on the 2025 Jeep Compass, starting at $34,900, only at stalbertdodge.com. When we come back, we're going to talk Blue Jays baseball. The series with the Yankees starts tomorrow in Toronto, and Thomas Hall will be with us from Blue Jays Nation to tee things up. It's a Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram as well. Want some good news? St. Albert Dodge is holding the biggest sale of the year on their in-stock Ram 1500 Sports. Every single one on the lot is discounted by a whopping $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand. And St. Albert Dodge has the best selection in Alberta. Over 90 Ram 1500 Sports to choose from, with great packages, including the Night Edition and GT models, all $14,000 off the ticket price. Get down there and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Yeah, can I get yes. A common reaction from a veggie lover. Always scanning, searching, longing. But wait, what is this we see? The new McVeggie. Now at McDonald's.
A Saskatchewan boy who grew up loving and playing sports. At least we think he grew up. Listen to Kevin Karius weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Listen up, because we're about to tell you what nobody else will. There's a serious problem in auto service. The price you expect is almost never the price you pay. Big Toy Shop tells it like it is. No BS, no false inflated bill. It's just the honest service you need, done quickly and done well at a price that doesn't make you feel like a chump. Toy Shop. Take your ride to Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road. Call 780-298-2797.
Dennis here from Weiss Johnson, along with my brother Mark. Hi there. My bro is the go-to for all our tough installs.
I do all the hard work. He gets all the glory. Mister, I'm on the radio.
Hey, we can't all be famous, but seriously, Mark's the best, and he's here if you're looking to add a legal basement suite in your home.
We install tons of furnace systems for folks wanting basement suites. It helps to subsidize their mortgages.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Obviously.
Weiss Johnson, your legal suite heating system experts.
Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
A veteran of the Edmonton sports scene for over 3 decades, the Kevin Karius Show, powered by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:41 in Edmonton. We are off to round number 2 of Major League Baseball playoffs. So get underway tomorrow with 4 series, and obviously all the eyeballs in Canada are going to be on the Yankees and the Blue Jays. And here to break it down is Thomas Hall from Blue Jays Nation. Morning, Thomas. You're with Kevin Karius once again. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 once again. Really appreciate it.
Of course, it's always great catching up with you, Kevin. And it's finally up and ready to go for the Blue Jays. These inter squad games were fun and weird, but it's nice to get back to real baseball for a change.
No kidding. But I think everyone had fun with those inter squad games. But time to see some real bullets here. I've been looking. I haven't been able to find anything official, Thomas, in the sense for starting pitchers tomorrow. But in my mind, I think it's going to be Kevin Gausman, and I think it's going to be Luis Hill. What are your thoughts? What are you hearing so far?
Yeah, sounds like it'll probably be in that order. I would be shocked if it's not Kevin Gausman in Game 1 for the Blue Jays. He didn't have the best of finishes to the regular season. Game 162 is definitely one that Gausman probably wants back and would like a do-over for, but he's going to get an opportunity here against one of the better offenses in all of baseball in the New York Yankees, likely tomorrow. And, it'll be a big test for Gausman. I mean, this is a Yankees lineup that is, a very much a 3 true outcome lineup where they rely heavily on hitting home runs for sure, but they also walk a lot and they strike out a ton. And for Kevin Gausman, I think the splitter is going to be very key for him, especially against the full complement of left-handed batters that the Yankees are likely to throw at him. Yeah. In terms of the rest of the series, though, it's interesting because the Blue Jays have a few different options that they could turn to for Game 2. Shane Bieber would probably make the most sense, but if you want to get a little bit more creative, you could think about potentially going with Trey Savage in that spot, allowing him to start at home in a familiar setting. I think it would create a very promising matchup for him too, just with the way his splitter could play against the Yankees' left-handed heavy lineup. They could also go with a bullpen game in that spot too. That strategy was very effective against the Red Sox a little bit ago, where the Blue Jays were able to carry a combined perfect game into the 7th inning after seeing Louis Varland and Eric Lauer really work well off of each other. So there are a few options. I think Chris Bassett will factor into the rotation at some point too, whether that's in Game 3 or Game 4. I don't know about Max Scherzer. I think that's still very much a big question mark. He did throw 5 innings in yesterday's inter-squad game, so make of that which you will. But I think with his rough stretch down the regular season and the problems that he had in the first inning, he's somebody that would be very hard to trust in a postseason matchup, especially against a Yankees lineup that has already faced him before and is liable to create a lot of damage off of him.
Thomas Hall with us on Sports 1440 from Blue Jays Nation. When you look at John Schneider, I've been saying this for, all morning, Thomas, in the sense that he's such a loyal guy to the players that got the team to where they are. And when you talk about a starter, that's Kevin Gausman. He's the main reason in that starting rotation. So that's my kind of inkling that he goes with Gausman here because of what he's done. Do you feel that too?
Yeah, without a doubt. Gausman has been their best pitcher all year long. It's been, a really good year from him to see him get back to sort of the guy he was when he first joined this organization in 2022. Somebody who's able to pitch deep into games, record a lot of swing and miss, and Gausman has been exactly that. And his second half has been remarkable. I think, that's a perfect point to make, that John Schneider trusts his guys, and Kevin Gausman is absolutely in that circle of trust with the coaching staff.
Mm-hmm. What about the lefty-righty situation here? We saw Boston negate the Yankees there in Game 1, and even for a good part of Game 3 with a lefty with Connolly early. The Jays don't have that coming out as the starters here, but they do have it in the pen. How much do you think that comes into play here, Thomas?
Yeah, it'll be an interesting matchup game. Again, like they have some righty starters in Gausman and Savage that would match up well against the Yankees lefties. But I do think this is now a scenario where the Blue Jays look to their bullpen and try and match up a little bit more with some extra lefties. Like I think had the Red Sox moved on, chances are we may not see somebody like Mason Fluharty in the bullpen, but because the Yankees have more left-handed hitters, it would make a lot more sense to carry somebody like that who could come in the fourth or fifth inning and put out a fire if there's a window of lefties coming up. And then that would allow you to save Brendan Little for, say, the sixth or the seventh inning when that turn through the lineup comes up again. And I think Eric Lauer is somebody that could play an important role for the Blue Jays too in that type of spot if he's not being saved for a potential bullpen game. But even if the Blue Jays did go with that type of option, I think he would be somebody that they would definitely trust in that type of window against Cody Bellinger and Jazz Chisholm and Ben Rice, Trent Grisham, all guys that can create a lot of damage and hit home runs. And, that's going to be an interesting factor in this series where the Blue Jays pitching staff as a whole gave up a lot of home runs this season. They were one of the worst staffs in all of baseball in that regard. And so, because home runs play such a bigger role in the postseason, the Blue Jays are going to have to carefully manage those situations when the lefties are up, especially when the Blue Jays go on the road and have to guard against that short porch in right field at Yankee Stadium.
Thomas Hall from Blue Jays Nation, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. They're still calling Bo Bichette day-to-day, as you know, Thomas, but is it really day-to-day? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think he's facing an uphill battle here, trying to make the ALDS roster. The images that we saw on Wednesday when Bo Bichette was out on the field throwing some balls, he was still wearing the knee brace. The big thing for him is he has yet to do any sort of running drills yet. And until he does that, it's going to be very challenging to chart any sort of timeline, to have any sort of kind of idea as to whether or not he could be available for this team. And, maybe he gets out and does that today. And maybe that shows the Blue Jays that even if he couldn't participate in games 1 and 2 of the series, that maybe he's still worth having on the roster for, game 3, game 4, potentially game 5, if it goes that far. But all the indications that we've heard so far, and the Blue Jays, to their credit, have been very tight-lipped, but it seems like it would be a very long shot for Bo Bichette to be available in this series. And if that's the case, then, obviously there's a big test facing this Blue Jays lineup, and it will put even more focus on somebody like Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Well, for sure. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr., yes, it's a small sample size, if you want to call it, just the 3 hits in 22 postseason plate appearances, but he struggled down the stretches, everyone knows. How big is it for Vladimir Guerrero to get off to a good start so he doesn't see a snowball and start pressing even more than he normally does?
Yeah, I think that's the key. I really do. I think that would be huge for him, just for his mental game, just to be able to put that out of his mind. And, hopefully one thing in his favor is that he has really good career numbers against the Yankees, and especially playing in New York. He really seems to rise to the occasion and put his superhero cape on in those types of moments. And without Bo Bichette, that's exactly what the Blue Jays will need out of Vladdy. But I think for him, this reset that the Blue Jays have had during the bye week should have given him, some time to reset, both mechanically and with his mindset here moving forward. And, this Blue Jays offense, as much as they are reliant upon 1 through 9 and getting contributions from everyone on the roster, it still goes through Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And if he's able to have this type of postseason moment that, him and Bichette are still searching for, they're a duo that, of course, haven't yet to win a postseason game together. And this situation would be, more than any, so crucial for Vladdy to deliver.
How much do you think we're going to see of Anthony Santander in the series here, Thomas? And then how do they deploy him and, with George Springer as well, DH and field?
There should be a few options. The swings that we saw from Santander during that final week of the regular season were encouraging. We saw some hard contact, some explosive swings, particularly from the left side of the plate, that I think make the Blue Jays feel encouraged about what they can get from Santander in the postseason. But I think it'll come down to matchups. And, if it ends up being Max Fried in game 2, then I could see a scenario where Santander is an option off the bench for the Blue Jays, because I don't think they want him hitting from the right side of the plate consistently yet. Just with that shoulder injury, it seems like he's still not 100% recovered hitting from that side of the plate. It's still that front left shoulder is giving him a little bit more discomfort than I think the team would like when he hits from that side. So I think against a right-handed starter, somebody like Luis Gil, I would expect him to be in the starting lineup. But if the Blue Jays face Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, then I think that would be more of a window that they use him as a pinch hitter off the bench.
Yeah, good points. Thomas Hall with us from Blue Jays Nation. What have you liked from Andres Jimenez playing shortstop defensively?
Yeah, he's put on a remarkable show. Even in the small sample size that he's had at shortstop, there have been so many defensive gems already. And, I think there's no doubt about what he can give the Blue Jays defensively, whether that's at shortstop, whether that's at second base. But you would love to get a few big hits for him in the postseason too. The whole idea of having him part of this team entering the season was you were hoping that he could be at least a league average hitter. And, that didn't necessarily work out in the Blue Jays plan, but there's still time for him to come up with a big hit against a right-handed pitcher in the playoffs. Even in a left-on-left situation, I think if Bo Bichette isn't available, I think we're still going to see Andres Jimenez earn some at-bats against left-handed pitchers in the postseason, just because, matchup-wise, the Blue Jays probably don't want to use Isaiah Kiner-Falefa in any other situation other than a defensive replacement. So I think, if Jimenez is hitting ninth consistently, hopefully there will be some big opportunities for him to get on base and turn that lineup over to George Springer and the rest of the top of the Blue Jays lineup.
Who's got the deeper bench in this series, Thomas?
I think it's definitely the Blue Jays. The Yankees the way their roster is built on the position player side is a little bit more top heavy than Toronto's. The big focus, of course, is on Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger. But a lot of the depth that the Yankees have most of those guys are defensive-minded players. They're not necessarily guys that you could, put in any sort of situation and play that type of chess game like the Blue Jays are able to do with their entire bench. So I think depth definitely goes in the favor of the Blue Jays. But when you have Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton in the heart of your order, you're not going to pass that up too many times if you're constructing a postseason roster.
And what about the bullpen? Who do you favor in the bullpen? For me, in the Yankees, I don't know if they can trust Luke Weaver anymore. But what do you think of the Pens? How do they match up?
Yeah, I think they're comparable, but there has to be a slight edge for the Blue Jays just with how much the Yankees bullpen has struggled over the last couple months. David Bednar is one of the best closers in all of baseball, and he has really shored up the ninth inning for the Yankees. So that will be a challenge for the Blue Jays if they find themselves trailing in the ninth inning. But yeah, I mean, sure, there have been concerns with Jeff Hoffman as well. But I think when you look at the depth that the Blue Jays have, they could honestly roll out with having 9 relievers, 10 even if you wanted to go with 3 starters initially, and the Blue Jays would have far more reliable options than the Yankees would down in that bullpen. And I think another advantage too that could play a factor in this ALDS is the fact that the Yankees only have one left-handed pitcher in their bullpen in Tim Hill, where the Blue Jays can throw out Brendan Little, Mason Fluharty, Eric Lauer if they wanted to, and they have a number of righties that match up well against left-handed hitters too. So I think you do have to give that edge to the Blue Jays, but we'll see how things play out over a best-of-5 series when guys are pitching 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, when opposing hitters are getting 3-4 looks at the same reliever in one series.
Well, Bednar went 3 days in a row here. I mentioned Hill off the top, possibly starting, but I wonder if Aaron Boone even thinks about throwing a guy like Will Warren out to start things off here.
Yeah, it's possible too. I think obviously coming off a big win against the Red Sox, the Yankees are going to want to set the tone early against the Blue Jays. But I think when you look at the results, the Blue Jays probably match up a little bit better than against Will Warren than they do against Luis Gil. Luis Gil in the limited action that he had against the Blue Jays was fairly successful during the regular season. So it's possible that they do a piggyback option. With all the off days that you get in the postseason, you have the flexibility of being a bit more creative with how you deploy your starters. And, it's possible we see that. The big thing though is ensuring that for the Blue Jays, you do in any sort of way win game 1, because you're going to face Max Fried in game 2, Carlos Rodon in game 3, and rookie sensation Cam Slittler in game 4.
And then you'll face Fried again in 5 if you need it.
Exactly.
Yeah. As always, Thomas, great conversation. Really appreciate you coming on. Enjoy game number 1 tomorrow and the rest of the series and the baseball playoffs. They've been wonderful so far.
Of course. I hope you do too. Great catching up with you.
All right. That's Thomas Hall from Blue Jays Nation. Game number 1 goes 2:08 our time. First pitch. And game number 2 in Toronto on Sunday. And then a travel day Monday back to New York for games 3 and 4. And if necessary, all the way back to game 5 in Toronto on Friday. Top of the hour, we got some open time. We'll check in with the Duke, probably talk a little NFL. We've got Alexis Downey from Duckstream. We'll discuss the big contract for Jackson Lacombe and where the Ducks are heading. Big signing Mason McTavish late as well. How far is he behind in training camp and preseason and such? Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Loca Quality Market. Hey, your next dinner is ready with Loca Quality Market's gourmet meals. Choose from over 200 of them, and their 200 chef-prepared meals can't get better than that. Shop local at loca.ca. Here is Sam the intern.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
The Edmonton Oilers have recently agreed to a 3-year extension with head coach Chris Knobloch. The Oilers, under Knobloch, have gone to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals. since he took over for Jay Woodcroft in November of 2023. Oilers preseason wrapping up tonight as they head to Vancouver to take on the Canucks with puck drop at 8 p.m. Some other games around the league tonight. The Flames are hosting the Jets. Sharks and Golden Knights facing off, and the Wild and Blackhawks taking the ice in Chicago. Oil Kings on the road today as they head to Moose Jaw. In the BCHL, the Saints hosting Trail in Spruce Grove, and in the AJHL, Devon and Camrose both with home games. Few collegiate games around the city tonight. The Golden Bears home opener against Trinity Western at the Claire Drake Arena, and the Griffins women hockey team taking on UBC at the DCA CFL Week 18 tonight. Sees the Riders head to Ottawa to take on the Red Blacks. Kickoff at 5:30. Coming up, it's the Kevin Karius Show, and this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilness.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Mr. Rooter meets a ghost. 1 plunge, 2, and 3. A toilet clogged with a ghost? Man, I love plumbing. You're free now.
I will never find peace. The clog is fixed, yes, but I have never trusted the sump pump.
No problemo. I can fix that. Now go to the light, you little scamp.
Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
To resolve your unfinished plumbing business, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience, but it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-471-7380 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Whoa, who turned off all the lights?
Experience the new charcoal menu at Booster Juice.
Charcoal menu?
Introducing the Eclipse Smoothie, Blackout Booster Mixer, and Midnight Booster Ball.
Where's that voice coming from?
Dark and delicious, made with activated charcoal.
Can we please turn the lights back on?
Sorry, I'm just excited about the new charcoal menu.
Wow, that is good.
Right?
Available now, only at Booster Juice.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank. Plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products. 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, a proud presentation of Sports Select.
In store or online at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
Come back to the big program, 10:04 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. We got Josh Fenwick and Sam the Record Man spinning tunes over there. No Gary Meyer, first time in months, but we still got the old possum. The old possum, George Jones. It's Feel Good Friday, Playlist Friday. I think we're pretty well booked up, but send us one more. Send us a song if you want to get it on, and I think Sam the Record Man will try his very, very best. From Oilers practice this morning as the team embarks to head out to Vancouver for the final preseason game, Tony Brouwer down to practice reporting that Vasily Podkolzin participating in his first skate since his return from the unfortunate passing of his father back in Russia. So great to see him back on the ice. I would imagine that we would see him play tonight in Vancouver. Tony also reporting that Jake Wallman is on the ice, joining his teammates for the morning skate. It's a full skate before the team departs to Vancouver. Final preseason game tonight. The home opener on Wednesday. Calgary's here, and then it's Vancouver on the Saturday night. Hockey night in Canada. And after that, boy, the schedule is tough for the Oilers. They go on a 5-game road trip. It's games, every second day except for the back-to-back on the weekend. And those are afternoon games in New Jersey and Detroit, then a travel across the border to Ottawa to wrap it up. But it's going to feel like a longer road trip than that because they have just one home game in between another back-to-back on the weekend for 8 o'clock starts. They got Montreal here on the 23rd of October. Then they go to Seattle and Vancouver for back-to-back games on the weekend. So when you think about it, you're leaving on the 13th for New York. Who knows? They might even leave on the 12th for New York. You're traveling all along the seaboard there. And, that's good because they basically set up shop in one area and you got the Rangers, Islanders, and Devils. So you're not doing a whole lot of travel there. But then you're going to Detroit, Ottawa. Then you come back here on the 22nd. You play Montreal on the 23rd. Then you go back out west on the 24th. So technically, you're going to be on the road, call it from the 12th or the 13th, all the way through to the 27th, because you're coming home for that one home game, and it's just going to feel like a continuation of a long, long road trip. Playbook Vic says, BS Feel Good Friday, Fed Up Friday. No, that's the Duke and Connor. But he says, no, Gary, no bueno. Playbook Vic misses Gary. Yeah. Let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne here. We might as well talk a little NFL with our picks here.
Oh, yeah, right.
So what's the score now? 9-7?
9-7 in favor of
Duke
myself.
Leading. I just am. We haven't really had time to talk about this game last night, you and I. And I know, again, once it got to overtime,
it's guaranteed.
Spread's guaranteed. The most it could have ever been was 6. That fumble by Kyron Williams,
Costly.
devastating. You look at Kyron Williams for fantasy at 31 points plus.
Yeah.
But
in reality, he lost his team the football game.
He lost his team the football game because and the thing is, his fantasy points would have been about the same had he got that touchdown, because his usage wouldn't have been, because he caught, I think, 3 more balls for, call it 30 yards, but the fumble negates, whatever. He probably would have ended up with 31 points,
same
ballpark.
And they had the stat on the broadcast. He was, I think, the 5th most fumbles last season among running backs.
It's a problem. So at what point? And the other thing too, like Blake Corum come in there and he
didn't do any better.
Well, he dropped a couple balls.
Yeah,
he's awful too, fumbling. So it's got to be about ball protection here, and I think it's got to get to the point with Kyron Williams. And I hate to say this because I got him. It's got to get to the point where you can't do that anymore. Can't do that.
Ball security is job security. It's cliche, but it's true.
All right, so we got Minnesota minus 3.5.
And I'm just refreshing Sports Select right now. I see Buffalo minus 7.5 on the point spread.
Yes. So that's a Sunday night game. New England at Buffalo minus 7.5. Minnesota minus 3.5 in Cleveland. Not in Cleveland, but overseas.
Yeah, and Minnesota's the visitor in this game, but they've been there for a week already.
So does that hurt them because they've been having fish and chips for a while?
Having fun, a few
Guinness?
Pints of lager.
Or does it matter that Cleveland's just coming over? I don't know if I want to touch that one, but I'm going to. I'm going to take the points. So I'll take Cleveland there.
Really?
Yeah. Cleveland minus 3.5? No, let's see.
No, Cleveland's plus 3.5.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, yes, I'm taking Cleveland. So I'll take, I got Minnesota. I
Cleveland
wrote it down here.
plus
I will take
3.5.
Cleveland there, so I get 3.5. Okay.
Well, that's if I'd had pick, I would have been taking the Vikings on the points. So
good.
that aligns with me. Now the Sunday nighter is tougher for me, I think, because the Patriots are a team that is getting better. Drake May looked really good last week. Trayvon Henderson maybe starting to take over a few more reps in the backfield. Great pass catcher. Home turf. I think I'll take the Bills. I think I'll take the Bills. It's a little hypocritical because last night I said that's too many points for a divisional game, right? But I just don't think the Patriots talent-wise are yet at, well, I mean, the Niners are so injured, but they're still coached by Kyle Shanahan. I know the Patriots are going to play hard. It means a lot for Vrabel, divisional game, but the Bills they're playing good right now.
My buddy Wesley Snipes just texted me. Thank you, Snipes tips. He says Cleveland starting Gabriel. Like,
hey, Kevin, I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you heard.
Thank you very much for that, Snipes. I don't again. The over/under is 36 here.
Yeah.
This is going to be something. So I guess I'm just basing my thought process there on Cleveland's defense. I don't know. To me, this could be just a pick'em game anyway. Matt and Leduc says, if the Vikes have been partying, they won't be the same for a month. To our question yesterday about the NHL players not drinking for a month. Tony Brar saying for the morning skate, here are the lines. This is a minute ago. This will be what we see tonight. Leon Draisaitl on the left wing with Connor McDavid and Trent Frederick. RNH centering Podkolzin and Mangiapane. The third line, Philp between Henrique and Savoy. And the fourth line, Tomashik, between Howard and Kapanen. Now, if you're going by anything, this is something that you might see opening day, which would be different than what Spec and I said about because we were saying 3 out of the 4 starting, as in Philp, Savoy, Howard, and Tomashik. Ekholm and Bouchard, Nurse and Stetcher, Kulak and Emberson, and then Wallman and Regula. So that's still up in the air, I guess, with Wallman. Skinner starts, Pickard backing up. Wow, it's very interesting. Very interesting. What do you make of that, Duke? I'm getting a text from a guy that would normally not be texting me at this time of the day.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of starting to see the lineup take shape, right? It's final preseason game. We see this more often than not. The fact that the closer you get, you want to trot out what you, at least very close, expect to trot out on opening night. And it's a road game. I don't know if we've seen yet maybe what Vancouver's lineup is necessarily going to look like, but yeah, they always have some decisions to make, right? Like they have a roster crunch coming on Monday. And I know there's been some recent stuff posted online about how they're going to utilize LTIR with the Hyman injury and who they're going to have up on the initial roster before recalling a body or two to utilize the space made available by Hyman's injury. So I think some of these forwards, they're still got stuff to play for.
I would say one thing here, Duke. No one would have this on the bingo card to start the year. Nobody. As in Philp, your 3C, and Tomashik, your 4C. Nobody.
No, I absolutely
Not
would agree.
A chance. So to me, maybe that changes and something gets moved around. Also, I'm just going to check a couple of other things. 10:13, we got a couple more minutes to look at. When you look at that fourth pairing, and I'm just kind of missing someone here. Well, I got to look again here. Sorry about this, folks, but no, I guess I do have it. That's what I'm seeing. So, yeah, Philp between Henrique and Savoy. I think a lot of people felt that Henrique would be at 3C maybe, and then that would change things around where you would move things guys around it on the wings there.
And I wonder if maybe at least for tonight's game, if this is in fact how they trot them out, like, Curtis Lazar can play center, right? And so if he's not going to play tonight, this is maybe just a final look. And if the centerman specifically positioning doesn't go well for the likes of Philp and Tomaszek.
Yeah.
There are other players on their respective lines as it's situated that can do it. Obviously, Adam Henry, and we saw Kasperi Kapanen play center at times last season.
On the back end, now it makes sense where Wallman and Regula are the fourth pairing, but Wallman is obviously going to start the season with Nurse. So that's where Nurse and Wallman would be your second pairing, Kulak and Emberson your third pairing, which leaves again 7 and 8. And a lot of people think that the Oilers, because of waivers and not wanting to possibly lose a guy like Alec Regula or even Stetcher for that matter, would have two defensemen up to start the season in 7 and 8 and figure out what's going on, what's going to happen as far as your 13th, 14th forward. So, Stulo texts in, how confident are you guys that Philp will be on the opening night roster? I would much rather risk losing Lazar than Philp at this point. Don't see him making it through waivers, in my opinion. I'm assuming you're saying Philp. Yeah, I think Philp would get snagged. Lazar, I think, could clear waivers because you got to think about this. Everyone thinks about the player that you have and you're going to lose him. Well, the team that takes him has to make room for him. So now they're going, is Lazar better than what we got, what we have? Maybe not. Duke, you're going to probably get on the action here with Alexis Downey from Duckstream. Maybe throw a couple questions.
It's your world, Kev.
No, Duke. I mean, this is
all my questions. They just come across and the listeners will all just get on me about being too much of a homer.
What are they going to think that you're Quentin Byfield too here? Or
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's round 2 of that. You're the Byfield guy. I'm the McTavish guy.
When we come back, Alexis Downey will talk a little Anaheim Ducks when we return. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and the Insta.
Mr. Rooter meets a ghost. 1 plunge, 2, and 3. A toilet clogged with a ghost? Man, I love plumbing. You're free now.
I will never find peace. The clog is fixed, yes, but I have never trusted the sump pump.
No problemo. I can fix that. Now go to the light, you little scamp.
Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
To resolve your unfinished plumbing business, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience, but it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-471-7380 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Want sports talk on the go?
You can listen to 1440 on the AM dial or stream us on your mobile device through apps like Radio Player, iHeart, and Stingray Music.
Edmonton sports fans,
turn to Sports 1440.
1440.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered. With half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings. Now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold pint of Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West Ed and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is sounding the call. Don't struggle through winter with a furnace you can't trust. For maintenance before winter strikes,
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
for furnace tune-ups and repairs to give peace of mind.
Call Legacy. Call
Or to scrap your old furnace for a brand new high-efficiency one.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
And with no payments, no interest for 1 year on your new furnace, it's gotta be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
At Wendy's, $4 gets you more than just a burger. It gets you a Dave's Single, made with a quarter pound of fresh, never frozen Canadian beef. All for just $4 at participating Wendy's. Taxes extra. But hurry, this deal ends October 26th.
A veteran of the Edmonton sports scene for over 3 decades, the Kevin Karius Show, powered by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 1020 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. The Kevin Karius Show is presented by our title sponsor, Sports Select, where if you prefer the paper selection slips, we got you covered. All you got to do is make your picks using the paper selection slips, and they're available at every local lotto spot retailer. It's got to be the way to go if you're in the place to any lotto spot retailer and you don't have your phone or something. Maybe you just need to do it the old manual way. It's 100% legal. You got to be 18 years plus. Please play responsibly. Thanks to Jim for texting in, because I knew something was missing and I just couldn't place it when you're doing it on the fly. Jim says, where's Matthias Janmark? Okay, he's not in the top 4 lineup tonight. They got Jones and Lazar as spares too. Maybe he's not even skating. No one's reported anything down at practice today. But obviously Janmark has filled in on the 4C role many, many times. And there's the option there. Maybe he goes in at 4C for Tomashik. Still lots to figure out as well, but appreciate Jim. Where is Janmark? Like it. Have we got Alexis Downey checked in yet here, fellas? No, not yet. Just awaiting Alexis Downey from Ducks Stream. The big news in Anaheim, well, Jackson Lacombe. It's a contract that we talked about in or out, and this is a contract that is, you're banking on the future, and you're taking this into account that you've seen something from a player. Very short sample size, but you're going, hey, man, think about 6 years down the road. Think about, 8 years down the road. I mean, this is a contract that is a hell of a deal down the road if it works out for this player, a la Brock Faber. You saw Faber partnered up with Jacob Slavin at the Four Nations Face-Off. They were their number one pairing. Can Jackson Lacombe be that guy in Anaheim? Well, they're banking on it. They signed him to the 8-year deal, $9 million per season. And again, it does not kick in until next season. Basically, it's funny when you think about what your, when your checks are coming in here, you're going to add another zero to your check because he's at $925,000 for 1 more year. Then his contract kicks in for $9 million. Holy cow. Think about how your life changes. Man, you're living in Anaheim. You're probably down at, I don't know, Newport Beach next year. This year, you're not at Newport Beach on 9.25, but $9 million, you're down at Newport living with Dustin Penner. That's crazy. Again, just waiting the arrival of Alexis Downey from Ducks Stream. The other big news, obviously, is the signing of Mason McTavish. That took a long time to get done. And McTavish is locked in till 2031, $7 million AAV. And that's where their ceiling is for forwards are right now. Michael Granlund is at $7 million. Troy Terry's at $7 million. He's locked in till 2030. Mason McTavish, $7 million. Chris Kreider at 6.5, and Alex Killorn, 6.25. Those two guys, Kreider and Killorn, as well as Ryan Strome, have 2 more years left before they become UFAs. Time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. Hey, you know what? If you need tires now, but your wallet isn't ready, at Fountain Tire, we got you covered with 0% financing for 6 months. Or if that doesn't work for you, we got easy, equal payments over 12 months. Both have no interest. Road ready should also mean wallet ready. See us today, fountaintire.com. As we welcome in Alexis Downey from Duckstream. Morning, Alexis. You're with Kevin Karius once again. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440. Really appreciate it on a Friday morning.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
So, big news with the Ducks and the signing of Jackson Lacombe to a long-term contract that kicks in next year. How was the signing and the contract terms received in Anaheim, Alexis?
Yeah, I think it came maybe a little bit as a bit of a surprise yesterday morning, but very exciting for him. The team welcomed him into the locker room after he signed the contract in the morning, and we're pouring water bottles on him. So everyone was excited. But yeah, I think when you look at just the way that he was able to grow last season, to get a huge contract like that, 8 years, $9 million a year, it's not necessarily surprising when you look at his potential, but right now to sign that contract, I think might have come a little bit as a surprise to some people, but he's really excited, and so is Pat Verbeek.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And I can honestly say every time that we saw Lacombe, and usually it was with Ratko Gudas, play against the Oilers last year, I think that pairing did a hell of a job against the likes of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. What was your take on how he played against the Oilers last year?
Yeah, I agree. I think that, especially as the season progressed, we saw that chemistry between the two of them. They ended up playing together the majority of the season. But yeah, I think Jackson ended up being the Ducks' best defenseman last year. And between him and Radko, you have a really young guy, and then you have a guy with plenty of experience. So I feel like it was a good balance. And there were a lot of times where they did rely on them, especially, when you're playing against a team like the Oilers. So it's exciting. It's really exciting for Jackson Lacombe. And, he's been still working together with Radko Gudas through camp. So I have to imagine they'll stay together once again this year. And he's had high praise for how Radko's been able to mentor him. So I think that they were certainly the Ducks' best pairing against the Oilers last year.
Alexis Downey from Duckstream, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. And this ponied off the signing of Mason McTavish. Did you think it was going to last that long to have him locked up with the contract that he signed, Alexis?
To be honest, it did last a little longer than I was expecting for the deal to get done. It felt like it was something where, that there was a lot of back and forth on both sides. From my understanding, Mason really wanted to get it done and to get to camp, which I think all players do, because camp is so valuable. To miss that time is tough. But yeah, in the end, I was a bit surprised on that end, but very glad that they were able to get it done in time for still a week left of training camp. So he's been out on the ice each day. And in terms of, the length of it now, I think it's a contract in which, I think it comes at a better value for, when you look at centers in the league. I think it's a good value for Mason. But now the pressure's on him. This is the year he's got to continue to take a step forward. He's got him and Leo Carlson are really regarded as the Ducks' two, top line centers. So I think that he's got to have the confidence now he has that confidence from the org, and now he has to perform this season, which, he's been consistent, but you want to see him take an even bigger jump this year.
How's he look so far, Alexis? And is it going to take him a little longer to get up to speed here with a few regular season games?
Yeah, I think it will a little bit because of the new systems that Coach Joel Quenneville is implementing in the group. And not only him, but Jay Woodcroft and Ryan McGill, the two new assistant coaches as well. Someone that you guys know pretty well up there in Edmonton too. But yeah, I think that he's looked good on the ice so far. Not necessarily like he's missed too much of a beat, but these practices are hard. The players have been very verbal about that. They've shared that they're harder practices. They're really conditioning them. They're long in this case, and I think there's probably some tired legs from McTavish, but hopefully we'll get to see him in the final preseason game tomorrow.
Alexis Downey from Duck Stream, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show. Not sure if you're aware, Alexis, but producer Brandon Douglas, the Duke of Delburne, is a massive Ducks fan. I'm going to bring in the Duke here because I'm sure he's got 100 questions for you, Alexis.
Yeah, I do naturally, but just sticking with the contract situation for the team, and it's some great work by Verbeek in the past week, but there's still some big names heading into the final year of their deal, and the name you mentioned, Leo Carlson, Cutter Gauthier, Minchikov, and Zellweger on the back end, still kind of easing into their NHL careers a little bit. But have you heard anything about potential extensions for these other RFAs also kind of maybe being worked on behind the scenes a little bit, or were McTavish and Lacombe front and center, and now they can step towards maybe some other guys in the lineup?
That's a great question, because that was something that Pat Verbeek spoke about yesterday. He is definitely looking to also, get some of these deals out there. With Jackson Lacombe in particular, I know that one, obviously Lacombe and McTavish, two different situations, but for Lacombe, it happened really quickly. It all happened really within a week from my understanding. So I think in terms of some of the other guys, I wouldn't be surprised if now he maybe shifts his focus a little bit to them. But I don't think there's necessarily too much of a rush there. I think you look at a guy like Cutter Gauthier and how is he going to grow in this season now? I think there's still some question marks there. So the Ducks could, wait a little bit on that one. But obviously Leo Carlson's is going to be top of the mind. And I feel like that one will come next. I wouldn't be surprised if another couple of these deals do get done before the end of the season. I just feel like, one thing he mentioned yesterday was there are 7 to 8 guys that Pat sees as the core of this group. And I have to imagine, obviously, Leo being a part of that. He didn't name names, but just going off guessing, Leo's a part of that. I wouldn't be surprised if Cutter was a part of that. So I imagine that they'll get done, I think, before the end of the season.
And then the other thing that's kind of piqued my interest through training camp and most of the summer is obviously the addition of Joel Quenneville, right? As the first-year head coach taking over for Greg Cronin. What has your kind of feel been on him here through training camp? And you mentioned some harder, longer practices. Is this maybe a turning of cracking the whip a little bit and turning from the young, plucky team on the rise to getting back into playoff contention?
Yes, absolutely. It's a whole different feel around this team with Coach Q as the new head coach. And it's, the one thing I've enjoyed seeing is just the shift in energy with the group this year. While they're tired when they get off the ice, they're very excited, very happy. It's a different sense. And you can tell that the expectations are higher this year too. And I think that the group they already have that. It's just when you have Coach Q, it comes with a sense of respect already because of, his pedigree, second winningest coach in NHL history. The guys already have that respect for him and they're eager to learn from him. And it's really been evident in every practice, and in the locker room. It's been awesome. I've really enjoyed getting to know Coach Q. Actually had lunch with all the coaches yesterday, so got to know the staff in general a bit more, and really looking forward to the year. They're all excited, and for Coach Q, he's happy to be back in hockey, eager to get going, and he sees a lot of the upside with this young team. He's been there before with the young team he took in Chicago, the young team he took in Florida, and we saw what both those teams were able to do. So. I think it's just that I know I use the word exciting, but it really is right now with him. And he's been great so far.
Did Woody put you to sleep with all his stories from Edmonton?
No, it was really great chatting with him, honestly. His wife is born and raised in Edmonton. So that was fun to dive into that a little bit.
Just kidding. Yeah, no, always enjoyed the time with Jay Woodcroft. So how do you think he fits in here with Coach Q?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think so far, I think about yesterday in practice, towards the end of practice, there was a moment, Q steps aside and Jay Woodcroft's just, he's speaking to the group. So I've already seen those moments throughout camp where he's taken over and sharing his whatever he's sharing with the guys on the ice. But I think it's a good fit in the terms of, the Ducks in particular, that forwards group. There's so much young talent there too. We talk about Leo and Cutter, those two, even, Mason, of course, but you have guys like towards the bottom, Sam Colangelo, Nikita Nesterenko. Some of these guys are kind of like, what's going to be next for them? Are they going to, get these consistent minutes? So I'm curious how, he's able to grow that group, because depth scoring was an issue last year, and hopefully we're going to see some more of that. The power play was certainly an issue, and that's something that he has plenty of expertise in. So I feel like it's a good fit, and I know that he's really grateful for the opportunity from Coach Q. It seems like the staff has been, getting along really, really well. So
yeah, I think everyone's just glad that he's back in the league. That's the main thing here. So, Alexis, thanks so much for this. We will chat with you as the season moves on, and good luck with the Duck Stream as we get into another season. Really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to the year.
Yeah, it's Alexis Downey from Duck Stream, and the Puck Report brought to you by Fountain Tire. And again, if you need tires right now, but you just don't have the Hiroshi, well, they got you covered, because 0% financing for 6 months, equal payments over 12. Again, no interest. Check them out, fountaintire.com. We got to do the $50 gift certificate, Duke.
Mm-hmm.
What about, who was the number one non-quarterback fantasy performer last night? That fair? We did it once before.
Yeah, another simple one to buzz in here in the final.
Do you know who it is?
Off the top of my head, I would guess.
Is it the guy that we?
And we're going PPR.
Full PPR.
Yeah.
Non-quarterback. So
non-quarterback. My best guess would be between the same position from your respective team, but I think the yardage was a little better for the blue and gold guy.
And one more touchdown.
Right. Yeah.
That's the difference. So, non-quarterback. Having said that, what was Kendrick Bourne's final stats? He was 10.
He had a great night, and it's
he's sniffing around this.
I can't remember who sent the tweet. It was one of the many NFL national guys I follow that they're like, yeah, Kendrick Bourne with the 100-yard receiving game for the Niners, more than no Patriots receivers at a 100-yard game yet through 4 weeks this season.
Again, $50 gift certificate. Send us a text, 833-401-1440. Full PPR. Who picked up the most points last night in Thursday night football? We're back to wrap things up. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube and X.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money. Fluent? Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th.
I'm sorry, I don't speak deals.
Spend less, save more when you buy round black things from us.
Oh, got it.
Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Big guests, bigger takes. Jason Gregor brings the names you know and the stories you don't. Weekdays, 2 to 6 on Sports 1440. Don't miss a minute of the action on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Looking for an all-season vehicle with room for the hockey gear, comfort for the daily commute, and rugged capability for your weekend adventures? That's the all-new 2025 Jeep Compass, and you'll find it during the biggest sale of the year this month at St. Albert Dodge. Now, what can I say? It's a Jeep, it's a 4x4, and it's loaded with standard features like an 8.4-inch touchscreen, keyless entry, and heated front seats, all starting from just $34,900. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Whoa, who turned off all the lights?
Experience the new charcoal menu at Booster Juice.
Charcoal menu?
Introducing the Eclipse Smoothie, Blackout Booster Mixer, and Midnight Booster Ball. Where's that voice coming from?
Dark and delicious, made with activated charcoal.
Can we please turn the lights back on?
Sorry, I'm just excited about the new charcoal menu.
Wow, that is good.
Right?
Available now, only in Booster Juice.
Need the perfect ride? The Golf Cart people have it. They offer a wide selection of new and used models from top brands like Club Car, Yamaha, and E-Z-Go. Whether it's a lifted cart for adventure or a sleek ride for the course, they'll find your match. Customize with accessories or choose a ready-to-go option. Trusted by Albertans since 1997 for quality. Visit golfcartpeople.com to find your cart and hit the road or fairway your way.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
For all things golf carts, it's the Golf Cart people. Their certified techs provide expert service from maintenance to custom upgrades. Customers can explore the sales floor for new and used Club Car, Yamaha, and E-Z-Go models. The Golf Cart people stock a wide variety of parts and accessories to keep every ride in top shape and offer convenient rentals for tournaments, weddings, and festivals. Trusted for sales, service, parts, accessories, and rentals since 1997. Visit the Golf Cart people at golfcartpeople.com, your complete golf cart solution.
This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, a proud presentation of Sports Select.
In store or online at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
Oh, all right. Welcome back to the big program 1042 on a Friday with you. Feel Good Friday. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. We're also streaming on YouTube and X. Our question for a $50 gift certificate from the good folks at First Round, Mark Levers. Big Mo Blayways. They're getting ready for another big weekend at NFL. Who scored the most fantasy points last night? Full PPR. Not including quarterbacks. Not including quarterbacks, Blake, who said Matt Stafford. Not including quarterbacks. It was not Kendrick Bourne either. We've got not a lot of correct answers, to be honest with you, Duke. I'm surprised at this.
This is maybe because we try and make it relatively. When Gary comes in, he makes the questions difficult
Yes.
for when we would be doing golf stuff. This is a very large percentage of wrong answers.
Plumber Jeff texts in, ask young Fenwick how his ass is after his slip at curling last night. Any comment on that, Josh?
Well, Josh has been saying
I
it's
have
his
a comment.
knee.
Yes, I do have a comment. Wasn't my ass. It was, in fact, my knee. I've been limping around all morning. It is not good. I do not like it. I think I might have been playing against Jeff last night as well.
Playing against him.
I think so.
Did you guys win?
No, he beat us.
Yeah,
he beat us.
Not surprising. What position are you?
I play second for our team.
It doesn't sound very confident. Like,
well, it varies every week because we have 5 guys on our team, so we rotate in and out of who's playing. So sometimes I play third, and my buddy Owen, who plays third for our team, will skip, and then all this stuff.
Okay.
So it can happen.
Well, hopefully your knee's okay. We got 3 or 4 more correct answers coming in. So How many points? Well, not how many. Who had the most points last night? Full PPR. Fantasy football from the Rams-Niners game. Here's another thing for you, Duke. I don't even know if Mac Jones can walk today. He didn't look like he could.
Man, what a gutsy effort. Like, you got to give that guy a ton of credit for how he played last night.
Who should start at quarterback? Like, if both guys are healthy, who do you want at quarterback right now?
Even Al Michaels was trying to stir this up on the broadcast last night. Listen, it's still
265 million reasons why.
I would say so. But even still, like, Jones managed the game well.
Yeah.
And we talked about it with Eddie, like the Shanahan system is naturally designed to be easier for quarterbacks to step into and play. Now, Jones did that without any, or besides McCaffrey, really any of his playmakers offensively, right? So you give him credit, you thank him for his service. Does that give you a little leeway on if Purdy needs another week or two? And listen, that might depend on how healthy Jones is after last night, but you get the mini bye after playing on Thursday night.
Did you see the look on Martinez's face last night?
Thinking he might have to go in. I was so
they checked his drawers first.
We talked about it so much yesterday morning, and then the fact he almost ends up having to come into the game. Our my one group chat with the Tropics that we do some gambling picks in and stuff. I get the messages all flood in. Who's even going to come in the game? Who is the backup? I was like, I know the answer.
Yes, we do.
Cornhuskers legend. Cornhuskers legend, Adrian Martinez.
Adam Schefter reporting it's official. We touched on it earlier in the show. Panthers have officially ruled out running back Chuba Hubbard for Sunday's game against the Dolphins. Calf injury. So the local product, Chuba Hubbard, will not play. Hubbard, so far this year, I think he's been good. He had 57 rushing yards in week 1, 38 in week 2, 73, then 49. He's also caught the ball a total of what are we at here? 13 times. He's got 2 TDs receiving, but he is not playing. How does that, for fantasy football, Duke, how does that change things in Carolina?
Rico Dowdle, next man up. Of course, former high pick Jonathan Brooks, second straight torn ACL last season when finally getting back. He's not available. So it's Rico Dowdle time in Carolina. Dire straits. They basically are like, all right, Bryce Young's just got to heave some up and hope McMillan's down there somewhere. That's kind of where their offense is at right now, I think.
They'd probably activate either Etienne or Dallas. DJ Dallas.
DJ Dallas. There's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Rico. Someone has Rico in our draft. The Mighty Scots. Playbook Vic says it's Dowdle time. Colby says, hey, I fell at curling last night too. Hurt my knee, but not complaining like this kid.
Oh, you think he's complaining now? You should have heard it earlier when we were trying to get him situated so he could explain the misuse of your words from yesterday, Kevin, online about the Hall of Fame room. And his mic, which is on a little stand, was out of his reach as he sat in his chair here. And he's like struggling for it, and I help him out to get it. And then Eddie's like, what's going on here? And Josh says, oh, my knee is so bleeped up. Yeah. And he says this to Eddie Steele, 10+ year veteran of the CFL. Couple surgeries, repairs, remaining injuries later.
Again, question. Kaylee, Ricky, Cheese, and EG. The question, you got to listen to it. Non-quarterback. So it's not Matt Stafford. The non-quarterback with the most fantasy points. Last night, we'll give it another minute, and then we'll announce the winner. Hey, tomorrow and Sunday, does it get any better than this? Blue Jays baseball on Sports 1440?
Unreal.
2 o'clock, 2:08, both tomorrow and Sunday. So you're driving around. You can listen to the game on your AM radio.
This is perfect because the game's 2 o'clock tomorrow, first pitch, correct?
Yep, 2:08.
This is when we will be in full, I don't know, pre-wedding mode. Like
you'll be gunned by
no, the ceremony's quite late. 5 o'clock, I think, or 4, 4:30, and it's just straight into cocktail hour, straight into.
So they're doing pictures before.
It's all day. Everything else is happening beforehand. So I'm hoping that whether it be just opening the truck door on someone's vehicle when we're standing around doing pictures, or maybe even if the cell service is good enough to get the actual video feed going on Sportsnet Plus on someone's phone or tablet, we'll be able to actually take in some of the game as we're going through the pre-wedding procession.
Gregor down at practice just interviewing Chris Knobloch, and says Knobloch says that Wallman and Jones will not play tonight. Said he expects both to be ready to start the season. Janmark is injured and will be out around 1 week. So that tells you that he is very questionable to start the season on Wednesday against Calgary, which now you look at where the lines are in line number 3 and 4 at practice this morning. And now the team heading to Vancouver, Tomashek between Howard and Kapanen, and then Philp between Henrique and Savoy. That's what Gregor had for lines. They changed
from what Brar
Tony
posted
Brar
prior. Shuffle them.
What did Tony Brar have? A little different, yeah. He had Henrique, Philp, and Savoy.
And what did Gregor report?
Gregor just reported Henrique, Philp, and Savoy. So Howard, Thomas, they're the same.
Yeah.
So anyway, I kind of like that. Henrique, Philp, and Savoy. You know what Gregor just had? He's got Philp as the fourth line center instead of Tomashek. He just flipped them around. So Tomashek, Howard, and Kapanen, Henrique, Philp, and Savoy. I kind of like that line.
The Henrique, Philp, Savoy.
Yeah, I Savoy, like you said, is likes playing with Henrique. There's something about it there.
And that's a line that, when asked, can play a bottom six role, right? Like, did they have the skill set to do it? But those are three guys that have some offensive upside.
I also like, too, if you got to take a face-off in your own end, now you got Henrique on the one side, you got Philp on the other.
Different-handed options.
Yeah, I like that as well. So I would say that would be more your third line than Howard, Tomashek, and Kapanen. So he's just got it flip-flopped, that's all. And you know what? Great to see Podkolzin back. So Podkolzin, RNH, and Manji, as Laddie was, Mangiapane, and then Leon, Connor McDavid, and Frederick. Well, Ricky Cheese comes in. Kaylee comes in. They figured it out. Do we have a winner here?
We do. Yeah, I'm going with Trucker Joe.
Trucker Joe.
Stuck all the correct answers in to the wheel, and Trucker Joe, our winner.
Trucker Joe. He's gonna. You can't. You know that's. I like that name. I like that handle. Anytime you got Trucker in front of something. Yeah. If you had a new nickname instead of the Duke, what would it be?
Trucker Duke.
No, Trucker Duke. How about, like, that's not bad either. Hey, Trucker Duke. This big wedding, Duke. So like tonight you got
some setup, rehearsal, some food. I'm hoping a couple drinks. The gentlemen of the bridal party are going to be returning to Delburne at the one guy's house. We'll be hanging.
Is this a stag for the guy tonight?
No, we did that earlier this summer.
Where was that at? Golf?
We did everything when the Friday. So that was, I don't know if you remember, it was one of the games of the Oilers Cup final.
Yeah.
It was on a Friday night. And so we all went out to Sylvan, went to kind of up and down the strip a couple spots, watched the game at one bar, eats drinks, and then we had a quick little pit stop in Red Deer at the Peelers, and then back to the.
Don't say that.
What? It's true.
It is true,
And
but I
like,
don't think the bride wants to hear that right now.
No, she did not. She was displeased upon learning
she
it.
would be.
But anyway, it was a very fun night. And then on the Saturday, we went golfing and came back to the community hall campsite and gambled, drank, all the good stuff. So it was. What? No, there were no peelers on Saturday. None of those traveling. I've been to plenty of stags down in my neck of the woods that have those. The destination strippers. I never understand the appeal of it one bit. Like, it kind of just takes the vibe out of the night, in my opinion.
Stu texts in Stulo. How many weddings do you average per summer, Duke?
This has been one of my busier.
When's the big one here?
Well, like Mexico.
Yeah, when is that?
I leave the 30th
of what?
October.
So when are you gone? Just so I know.
I'm gone for a week.
Okay, October 30th.
I think 8 days total between leaving and then returning.
So you're off a Friday and then the following week.
I can't remember.
Okay.
I have it written down.
So we know what's happening here. Josh,
We'll figure it out.
Josh is taking over here. Or what?
I don't. We'll figure it out if Donovan will come in
yeah, Donnie
to
B
off the board for a week, but it might be tough because he'll be in the
Josh
middle
is
of
going to be on the IR with the curling injury and won't be able to do it, or what?
be rendered ineffective.
Yeah, Stulo says, seems like Glenn says, what was the answer? Kyron Williams.
PPR
Williams.
format. Top scorer.
You could say I got him on the 31.1.
Yeah, everything I look at is 30, but either way, it's still the highest compared to everyone else.
To say
Nakua
that-
was about a 24 point, McCaffrey 27.
And he fumbled. He should have, and he probably was down. So, but they would have given the ball to him again. Or Stafford could have snuck in, right? On the next play, there was a minute left. They were more worried about the clock.
Yeah.
And not leaving too much time on it. And they still almost won. Like, that one just hurt. Well, Duke, have a great wedding. Are you going to be in any shape on Monday or what?
Oh, I'll be fine. Yep. I'm sure there'll be some cleanup and things Sunday morning as per usual, but I'm hoping to make my way back to catch as much football as I can.
Oh, yeah.
And then Tropics.
On
Sunday night.
Oh,
Sunday.
You're done. Josh, we'll see you in here on Monday morning. Duke is out. Thanks to all our guests today, man. It was a busy Friday. There's no doubt. And Eddie off to another wedding. It's Wedding City this weekend. So coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Rochep T-Bird.
Connor Alley and the Duke of Delburne. We got the lowdown with Alan Mitchell, 12 till 2. 2 to 6, Jason Greger drives us home with the Jason Greger Show. We got Fox Sports all night. 9 o'clock, the Triple S. Sam, the record man, are you here?
I am here.
Okay, we'll look forward to that. Don't want to miss that. Blue Jays baseball, 2:08 Saturday and Sunday. We're back with you here on Monday at 7 o'clock with Eddie Steele. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, beers from all over the world. Also a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com. Hey, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for being a part of the show. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday morning. Until then, here is Sam the Record Man.
The Sports 1440 update.
Breaking news from the Oilers this morning as they have agreed to a 3-year contract extension with head coach Chris Knobloch. The Oilers under Knobloch have gone to the Stanley Cup back-to-back since he took over for Jay Woodcroft in November of 2023. Oilers preseason wrapping up tonight as they head to Vancouver to take on the Canucks with puck drop at 8 p.m. Some other games around the league tonight. The Flames hosting the Jets, Sharks and Golden Knights facing off in Vegas, and the Wild and Blackhawks take the ice in Chicago. Oil Kings head to Moose Jaw tonight as they face off against the Warriors in the BCHL. The Saints hosting the Trail in Spruce Grove, and in the AJHL, Devon and Camrose both with home games. Few collegiate games around the city tonight. The Golden Bears home opener against Trinity Western at Claire Drake Arena, and the Griffins women hockey team taking on UBC at the Downtown Community Arena. In the CFL, Week 18 tonight sees the Riders heading to Ottawa to take on the Red Blacks. Kickoff is at 5:30. Coming up at the top of the hour, it's Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas here on Sports 1440. And this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilness.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever